Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
It is time again. Welcome in. It is, what day is it today? Monday? We're on Monday? Yeah, it's Monday. Monday, August 3rd. Happy August to you. For some of us, that means our kids go back to school this month. That's what it means for me. Very happy. For others, it means the NFL season starts officially. Regular season game starts next month. That obviously is a good thing as well. And also for me, it means we're another month closer to me putting my Christmas trees back up in our house. So that really is what my whole calendar is based on at this point, Charlie.
That's crazy. You can't base your entire calendar on that.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. As soon as Halloween's done, November 1st, poof, up they go.
Any wish list trees you got this year?
Huh?
Any wish list trees you got this year?
Yeah, we've had the same wish list tree for a couple of years. We want like navy, like dark blue. She wants a blue Christmas tree.
We do like the catalogs start coming out, like with all the Christmas stuff. That probably have cool Christmas trees.
Oh, I don't know.
You should start collecting those. See if you can find something you like in there.
I'll be honest with you. Our go-to normally has been the at-home store for all of our trees most of the time. That's normally where we were. And we were just there over the weekend. They have all their Halloween stuff out. If you love Halloween and decorating Halloween, y'all need to go there. Because that
August.
And again, it's southeastern Wisconsin. So if there's at-home stores around the state, I don't know if there are where you may be. But yeah, a lot of cool Halloween stuff out at that home store.
Halloween is 2 months away.
Yeah, but that'll be off the shelves by September.
That's
so you have like 2 weeks to go buy your Halloween stuff because once it's off the shelves, they're not restocking it. I don't think, or at least they normally don't.
That's so dumb.
Gotta buy it quick. There's some cool, cool
put
stuff.
it up for sale around Halloween, and then people will come around that.
Man, we're on Christmas. Once we get to October, it's Christmas.
The only reason it sells out by that point is because they put it up in August.
Usually
they control when it goes.
By the end of September, normally Christmas trees are on sale, and you can get some Christmas trees normally. That's usually when we buy Christmas trees are September. Yeah, you're not waiting till October for Halloween stuff. Absolutely not.
Like at least end of September.
No.
That's nuts.
No, I understand. Some don't get it. Tim Dillard, Brewers TV analyst, he joins us at 2:20 to talk about the Milwaukee Brewers, their latest West Coast trip. Now they get a break here at home for a week, and then they go back out on the West Coast trip to take on the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that will be another West Coast trip for the Brewers. Who will actually be on this team by that point? I have no idea. Who will they be playing at that point? I don't know. But there is a chance the Brewers get Skubal for the Dodgers and Robbie Ray for the Padres. That's a legitimate chance that you could see both of these newly acquired pieces on both of those teams. Now, I also did see that Skubal's first start may be at Wrigley this week. That's nice. That I appreciate. I get down like that. All right. That I'm okay with. That's good.
And then either way, whether the Cubs get killed by him, then you get to watch the Cubs get killed by him, or you can watch the Cubs play get well against Skubal and be like, all right, we didn't lose out on the trade deadline.
No,
it's
definitely
fine.
not going to say that.
Right, Sparky?
Nope, not saying that. Nope, absolutely not. I'm not going to say that. No. Coming up on today's show, it's pretty much going to be MLB trade deadline all day. Like normally we have all these topics written on all this other stuff. I feel like I don't want to do any of that today. I feel like we're just going to open up the phones, the talk and text line, social media, and y'all just go ahead and vent and say what you got to say. And if the Brewers actually make a damn move, we'll talk about the Brewers making a move. But I didn't want to stick like Bucks talk in or Badgers talk or anything else in with the idea that stuff is going to continue to break up until the trade deadline at 5 o'clock. We will talk Packers, green and gold update at 4 o'clock. Talk about practice today. First one in pads. Hear a little bit from Matt LaFleur earlier today. That's at 4 o'clock. Outside of that, we're pretty much going to keep it Brewers all day. Now, happening recently, Adley Rutschman, the catcher for the Orioles, goes to the Red Sox. There's a pitcher as the centerpiece of that deal.
Anthony Ianson.
What?
Anthony Ianson is the pitcher going back.
Is that how you say the name?
Yes,
yeah.
I believe so.
Thank you. Anthony Ianson is the pitching guy going back. He's the centerpiece of that one. So there you go. They had Adley Rutschman. I don't really understand. There's a report out there about Reed Detmers to the Cubs, but that's being refuted by multiple people. So I don't think Reed Detmer is going to the Cubs, at least not as of yet. That is not happening. Now, having said that, that does not mean that the Cubs aren't trying to get somebody else, because the Cubs already got Kevin Gausman. They already got Kevin Gausman. That's one. But they need more than one because they're so hurt. So they're probably going to try and add a second starting pitcher. The Brewers, meanwhile, added Bo Naylor. Sweet. Now, I realize everybody's like, what was that? Let me see if I can help show you the future and see if I'm going to be right on this. This deal was made for 2 years from now. I don't think this deal was made for much more than that. So next year, if there's a season, I think Bo Naylor or Jefferson Caro is your backup catcher to Contreras. Then when Contreras walks, Caro and Bo Naylor then is your catching tandem essentially in 28. I think that's what that was. And if Marco Dingus is ready to go by then and doesn't get traded by that point and is better than said two guys, oh, then heck. Then maybe one of them comes up to replace the other. That would be fine too. So I don't think this really has anything to do with this year whatsoever. They're not trading old guy Gary Sanchez. They're not doing that. That was not about this year. This is about being ready for the next 2 years. And then we'll see from there. Next, a lot of talk about Clayton Holmes with the Mets. Trying to get that deal done. That's been going on now for a couple of hours. It's still not done. Could you see a world where the Brewers package Clayton Holmes and Luke Weaver together to add a starter and a reliever at the deadline with only having to make one deal, and then that's trade deadline day and we're done? Do we think that's what it is? Could be. I'm not quite sure. We'll have to wait and see. They could do absolutely nothing. Good. Might not do anything. Anything more than they've done already. I put out a tweet after the Tarek Skubal thing. And I said, hey, man, like, do we need to be as aggressive as we want to be knowing that the Dodgers have Skubal? And I said, I don't think they do. I'm not a quitter. I'm not saying give up. But at the same time, knowing what that Dodgers team looks like with Skubal, I don't know, man. Like, do you really want to push all prospects in? Because I think your chances greatly diminished with Skubal landing in LA. And Arise going to Philly, that's good for Philadelphia. That adds a stick to them. That's good. The Cubs adding Gausman, they're going to get another one probably too. That's good for the Cubs. I just don't know if you really want to push chips still in now that Skubal is in LA. That's all. That's all I'm saying. No idea. People are already calling. Are you ready? I guess we're just going to go. All right. Nicolay Law talking text line 414-677-1250. 414-677-1250 on the socials at WI Sports Radio. Cone Roller over there. Hey, why do y'all refuse to say Bart Winkler's name on the air? Why would I refuse to say his name on the air for? I never said anything about I wouldn't say his name on the air. Did I? I don't think I ever did. No, not me. Let's see. Where are we going next? Brian in McGuanago, you're first up on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Brian?
Hey, Sparky, man, help me, man. It's been 56 years of nightmares here in Milwaukee as a Brewer fan. This is just literally insane. You're telling me that they're going to – how many prospects? What's their limit? 100, 200 prospects? So they can – I think the Brewers always want to be under 22 average age. It's ridiculous. Go for it. Everybody's going for it. I mean, they're watching this thing since last night, all night. I didn't even go to work today. And they're wheeling the deal, and that's not because of that, but they're wheeling the deal on everybody. Now that Blue Jays just traded for Soriano, and they might even trade him away. Everybody's asking about trading.
Stop 1 second. I swear to God, I jinx everything out of my mouth. Everything. I just said Clayton Holmes and Luke Weaver would be a hell of a combo for the Brewers. The next thing I see, the Pirates are acquiring Luke Weaver from the Mets. I give up. I'm done. I'm just done. Every time I say
the Brewers not only need a pitcher and a reliever, they need a guy that can finally, after 25 years, hit themselves out of a wet paper bag consistently. This is ridiculous. I mean, I've seen everybody, even teams that are like on the borderline, barely the Tigers, 6-7 games out below 500. They're making trades. The Brewers are standing pat. This is ridiculous. They're going to go into the playoffs and they're going to get knocked out of the first round if they don't even blow the division lead at the rate they're going. For what? This whole prospect nonsense means garbage. I want to win a championship.
Well, quickly here. How did you get Prince Fielder?
Okay, I get it, but that's what.
How did you get? Hold on. How did you get Ryan Braun?
In a trade?
No, he was a draft pick. You developed him.
Draft pick. Yeah, I know, but that's one here, one there, one here.
One here, one there.
Having some guys.
It's.
Look at the game yesterday.
What
Sunday.
star have they ever signed, Brian? What star player have they ever signed?
1978, they signed Sal Bando when he hit 24 home runs in a year. That was big time back then.
That back that, but not recently. Thanks for the call. Look, Jeff Suppan, Jeffrey Hammonds, those are your big free agent signings. Everybody else has either been drafted and developed or you traded prospects for. You traded prospects for Sabathia. You traded prospects for Yelich, and you traded prospects for Greinke. That helped the Royals win or go to 2 World Series and win 1. That deal. You've traded prospects before. Has it been done since the Yelich deal? No. Has Matt Arnold done it yet? No. Is that Matt Arnold's fault? I don't know. Is it Mark Atanasio's fault? I don't know. I don't want to have answers for you. No clue. I heard Tim Allen last night on the post-game show, him and Aaron Morris, Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show.
I'm sure Tim was in such a good mood.
Well, and his point was, look, man, if you don't do anything, and you're going to say, we're going to gamble on the next wave being the wave that's going to do it, right? So, Madej, Pena, Blake Burke, Fisher, those guys. We're going to gamble that those hitters are better than what we have here, and we're going to roll with that group to go along with whatever pitching that we have young at this point in Mizorowski. Then that's what's going to be your gamble. You did that with Fielder, Braun, and those guys. Did not net you a World Series. Then you did it with Yelich, Kane, Braun, and those guys. Did not net you a World Series. Now, offensively, this team has been pretty good offensively this year. The issue is, as Tim has been pointing out, it's so inconsistent. See yesterday against Urena, the rookie pitcher for the Angels. So it's been inconsistent. Absolutely. Some of you say, well, who cares if they get a pitcher because they still can't hit when they face the Dodgers. I want to explain this. That's going to be a Hall of Fame starting 4 or 5, because it'll be 4 that you're going to face. That's what we're talking about here. Ohtani, Hall of Famer. Skubal, Hall of Famer. Yamamoto, I'm guessing that's how that's going.
The way he is, yeah.
Glass now has had an unbelievable career. Snell has an unbelievable career. That is ridiculous.
Saki has been a lot better this season than
right,
he was
but
last
he gets to go back to the bullpen. Right. He's not even going to. He's not going to start over what I just said. There's no chance. There's no chance that
gets guys is hurt, which is possible. But then he still is a better option than a lot of other teams have.
So I don't see that happen.
Has been good. Yeah.
I just. Like I said, like with Skubal going to the Dodgers, it's hard for me to get all excited about, let's trade a bunch of prospects to go get a starting pitcher to put with what we have. Because regardless of who you get now, it ain't going to be Skubal. So whoever it is, get a nice pitcher, good pitcher, right? Is that enough to get you past LA, though? Unless your offense is like unconscious against the best pitchers in the world. I don't know. That's the thing that they have to determine in that front office. You know, how far do you want to go with this? Justin in Watertown, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Justin?
Hey, Sparky, I got 2 things. First of all, just kind of go about the Dodgers rotation. There's a good chance that they're going to have a guy that's not even going to be on their playoff roster that makes more than the Brewers' entire roster.
Yep.
Because their rotation is so stacked, which is insane. Second, I mean, at this point, if you're the Brewers, you can't go trade for anybody that doesn't have team control. Because that's all that, at this point, it's the Dodgers, right?
Right.
Get somebody you're going to have multiple years with that you can build around and help build this team out so when these guys come up, you're ready to go. Otherwise, there's no sense getting a rental. There's no sense wasting that leverage that you have for future years, and just hope that maybe someday the Dodgers won't be able to trade for the best pitcher in baseball.
I think that this deal with Skubal and the Dodgers, we don't know what the Brewers' offer was. Maybe at some point we'll know what the Brewers' offer is. Thanks for the call. Does Detroit want a CBA? Does Detroit want a salary cap? Is that what Detroit wants? Did you sacrifice a better deal to get a salary cap? Did other owners, were they involved lobbying to potentially help us get a salary cap? Was this a sacrificial trade for the betterment of the game? I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. I do know the nonsense that I saw put out by some people of, whoa, this is like trading Luis Pena and this guy and that guy. Stop. They're fifth best prospect. And again, if the Brewers were ranked 25th in baseball or 20th in baseball, and you're going to say, well, our second best prospect is as good as our fifth best prospect, I'd believe you. But we're not. In most of the cores, the Brewers have the number one farm system in baseball. And now you're going to sell me about Zaire being all of this in a bag of chips. Then, did you hear what that deal was all about? Why the Tigers chose that deal?
Why is that?
You didn't hear about this?
No.
They didn't make the deal for that kid. They made the deal for the old guy, River Ryan.
River Ryan?
Yes, because they think he is so special. Yeah, he's been hurt, but
30 years
he's
old.
27, 28. He's so special. That's why they made the deal. They wanted River Ryan. That was the guy they wanted. That's why they made the deal with the Dodgers, according to multiple people that I saw with this.
And Zahir Hope is the 25th prospect, according to MLB.com. Luis Pena is 18th.
Yeah, exactly.
So he's that much higher.
Get out of here.
Dodgers have 1, 2, 3,
in the top 100?
4 better prospects better than Zahir Hope.
Right. I know, he was fifth.
That's what I'm saying.
And Pena was 2.
Like 2 guys in the top.
Right. And I'm saying, whoa, comparable deal for the Brewers. First of all, stop with Luis Pena. You can take him right out of your mouth because that is not comparable. There's no chance. And if it comes out that they offered Pena and whatever their deal was, and they still went with this other one, well, who's going to investigate who on that one? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, there's
ridiculous.
Like if it's what you're talking about, where it feels like the Tigers are pushing for that salary cap. Other teams may have been involved. I mean, the Players Association has a collusion case, don't they? Like, don't they just bring that outside of baseball then to a whole nother level of, again, federal courts
Nobody's
that we don't want to bring up at this point?
Nobody's good.
Every sport is involved in this.
No, Players Association ain't going to push on that.
Why
Because the
not?
Players Association is going to say, Brewers won their division. Look at small market. White Sox won that. Hey, man, once you get to the postseason, anything can happen. There ain't nothing we can do about that. But they're winning divisions. They're making playoffs every year. Look at how many years the Brewers have been in the playoffs. Every year.
Yeah, but does that hold as much weight as the Dodgers winning a third straight World Series after trading for Terry Skubal?
Players Association won't care.
For a deal that doesn't
I
matter
know.
at all.
I'm just saying, I don't think the Players
I think you have
Association.
to find a way to battle that, though. You can't just ignore that happened.
We have another trade. The Cubs are acquiring left-hander Braxton Garrett in a trade with the Marlins. Sources tell Jeff Passan and ESPN. So the Pirates get Luke Weaver from the Mets. The Cubs get Braxton Garrett from the Marlins. And we'll keep you updated as we go on here. Up next, Tim Dillard, Brewers TV analyst. Straight ahead, it's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Well, we got some news. The Brewers have made a trade. How about it? Boy, this is good timing. I think Tim Dillard lined this one up. Hey, y'all, just wait to send this out. So just before I go on with Sparky, so I can come on and be the breaking news guy here. Dustin May to the Brewers and JoJo Romero, the reliever, to the Brewers. Who have the Brewers given up? That's what I'd like to know. I've not seen that part of it yet.
We've seen that yet.
Well, that's the next part we're going to have to see. A couple of things to know. First of all, actually, we'll talk to Tim Dillard. I'll catch everybody up here. Let's bring Tim Dillard on. He's waiting patiently.
He's a former Brewers pitcher. You can hear him on his podcast, Buses, Benches, and Baseball. It's time to hear from FanDuel Sports Network Brewers analyst, Tim Dillard, as he joins Wisconsin Sports Daily on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Yes, sir. There he is.
So from Scott Hughes, this is 1 minute ago, he says Josh Noth and Coleman Crow being sent to St. Louis and Dustin May deal. Multiple sources tell him.
Done every day. That's done. I have no issues with that whatsoever. Noth could be really good. Coleman Crow, we've obviously seen he's had some arm issues in the past prior to getting to Milwaukee and so forth. So the Cardinals get a couple of pitchers. Now, again, you're trading in division, so you might see these guys at some point going forward here. Tim Dillard joins us now. Follow him on X at Dim Tillard. Tim, your thoughts upon hearing this? I don't know if you knew this prior to me saying it or not, but here we go.
Yeah, I had no idea. You broke it. You broke it. Dustin May.
May. So what do you think of Dustin May?
So I actually faced off against him in 2019 in AAA, his first AAA game. Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, he looked like he weighed 150 pounds, tall and skinny, big red hair.
Oh, no.
And everyone was like, look at this guy. But as soon as he threw his first pitch, everybody was like, look at this guy. His stuff was so good. He carved us. He's carved a lot of teams. He's carved a lot pretty much everywhere he goes, especially when he's healthy. I think he's had 2 good starts against the Brewers just this season. Yeah, I mean, electric arm, and he can go deep into ball games as well. So I get it. They felt like they needed some starting pitching, and yeah, he can deliver that.
Dustin May, so far this year, has a, let's see here, 4.38 ERA, 21 starts, 5-7 on the year. Strikeouts to walks, 106 strikeouts to 35 walks, a whip of 1.284 for Dustin May. Last year, ERA 5.40. Year before that, 4.85, 4.96. His last really, really good year was 2023 for the Dodgers when he had a 2.63 ERA. As far as his repertoire and what he brings to the table, what does he feature?
Well, I think he kind of fits in with what the Brewers want. They like strikeouts, sure, but they dislike walks. So with the walks being down and the strikeouts up, he fits in. And he's not afraid of contact. You know, he had a really good defense over in St. Louis, and that really helped him because he was pitching to contact. He got a lot of weak contact. So yeah, having a defense like the Brewers is going to help out. So I think the big thing is they know they need arms because they don't know what's going to happen. They got several young pitchers that are going high as far as their innings, and the most, the better quality innings you can have, is good. And you don't want to exhaust the bullpen down the stretch.
Correct. His contract, $12 million this year, is age 28 year. Next year is age 29 year. He's still under contract. It's a mutual option, $20 million in 2027 for Dustin May, but the mutual option includes a $500,000 buyout. So if the Brewers don't want to pay him $20 million, they're out for $500,000, which seems like a good deal for a small market if you need to go that way, Tim.
Yeah, I'll take that deal. I'll take half of that deal, Sparky. But yeah, that's part of it. There's all these little nuances. Hey, we could do this, give this. But that's what you get at the trade deadline. You have no idea what's going to happen, who's going left and right. But I think we all knew or wanted the Brewers to make a move. And this is about as late as it can get.
Yeah, that goes to 5:00. So 2.5 hours left if they do anything else. JoJo Romero is the other guy in this deal. He's 1-3 this year so far. 43 innings pitched, a reliever. His whip 1.302. He has 43 strikeouts to 16 walks, 5 home runs allowed. with a 3.35 ERA. Now, the one thing about Jojo Romero is he is going to be a free agent, which is one thing. He had emergency appendectomy surgery in July and just started light throwing here recently. So it's probably still going to be a while, probably maybe a couple weeks or so. I don't know, before you see Jojo Romero in this bullpen. But again, bringing Jojo Romero in, his age 29 season, and he is a lefty. So now you have DL Hall, you have Ashby, and you have Jojo Romero for the stretch run, which means maybe, just maybe, Aaron Ashby doesn't have to pitch every game.
Well, I mean, go back to the, when before this year started, they got Angel Serpa to be the guy that they could rely on as a veteran lefty in the bullpen when they have to get lefties out and get through an inning. And then they've tried different guys. DL Hall, he's finally healthy and back. He has done a great job. Yes, they've used Ashby, I feel like, every other game for the entire season. But they want the lefties. They had Drowan in the bullpen, and he got moved in the starting rotation. So you got all these different moving pieces. You need a constant. Jojo Romero, when he's healthy, again, you can say that about every player, but you're going to get a fresh arm in the next few weeks, probably rolling into September, of a guy that's been around, who's been there, done that. And one good thing is I believe the Brewers face the Cardinals towards the end of the season. And so for all the lefties in the Brewers lineup, they're going to be like, good, we don't have to face this guy anymore, because when he comes into a ball game, man, he knows exactly how to navigate traffic and how to get a lefty out.
Talking with Tim Dillard, Brewers TV analyst. To follow him on X at Dim Tillard. Brewers return home now tonight for a series against the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Pirates themselves, they get Luke Weaver a little while ago. Luke Weaver, a nice option. He had been kind of rumored to possibly be a guy that could be headed for Milwaukee as well. Clayton Holmes was another guy this afternoon that they were talking about. Clayton Holmes still hasn't been traded, so not to say the Brewers are out of that, but that was another name attached to it. Luke Weaver, a nice pickup for the Pirates.
The Pirates, it's hard to know what they need, because we've seen flashes of about everything, but we do know they can hit. They can flat out hit. I was going over prep work on like what I was going to say on the pregame show today. Hopefully everybody's tuning in. This team can hit. It's not gimmicky. They know what they're doing. They know how to hit the ball all over the field, and it's 1 through 9. I mean, they have few weak spots. You're going to have to out hit a team like this. Their starting pitching has been good, but it's wavered. Even Paul Skeens, has times not been himself that we're used to maybe seeing, but it's been the bullpen. The bullpen is like, we can get at their bullpen. But right before the All-Star break, that was not the case. Bullpen came in, they had 12 innings. They only gave up 3 runs in those 3 games. They were sharp. So now you start going, okay, well, what do they really need? I guess somebody like Weaver can kind of fit in wherever they need him.
I want to get your thoughts on the Cubs because they also made a couple of deals here. They get Kevin Gausman, obviously from the Blue Jays, and then they get left-hander Braxton Garrett from the Marlins to add to what they have already. And again, they've been battling injuries like the Brewers have. Some would say even worse than the Brewers have from a pitching perspective of trying to keep guys healthy. How does that improve what they have going on in Chicago as they chase the Brewers?
I think they've had a ton of injuries. I mean, you go back to spring training, I feel like the Cubs have had tons of guys injured as far as like the bullpen and starting rotation. They're trying to piece it together. Like a lot of teams, this is not uncommon nowadays. Everyone's looking for good pitching, good starting pitching. And you got to make some kind of moves. That's part of it. That's why they keep pushing the date back on the trade deadline, is to kind of give teams more time to see where they're at. Because you can get on a hot streak. Look at the Red Sox. And obviously the Cubs are doing well. It's not like, they're out of it at all. They are totally in it, and they're going to make moves to make sure that they stay there, because, I mean, if they can't catch up on the Brewers, they got the wild card locked down pretty tight.
Yeah, they do. And this Brewers team right now, a lot of people frustrated with the offense a little bit. And Tim Allen, who does the Potawatomi Sportsbook postgame show for us, him and I have been doing it here the last couple of weeks. His thing is, look, they're not a bad offense. They're a damn good offense. The problem is they get a little inconsistent at times. That's where, you can't have that, obviously, once you get into the playoffs.
Well, I mean, every team doesn't want to be slumping or have any problems with their offense, defense, pitching, bullpen, any of it when you're going into playoffs. There's no magic wand unless you're the Dodgers and you go and you're like collecting baseball cards, but they're humans, to have like the best squad ever. But the Brewers are right there with record. They have proven they can win. And I get it. Everybody's like, okay, well then what? The playoffs. It's hard to win a game in the big leagues. It is hard to win a division. It is hard to go to the next round. All of that is very difficult to do. Franchises have to be built in such a way to be able to do that. And usually that is the goal. And then you try to do whatever you can to get further in the playoffs because it's a difficult thing to do to get into the playoffs. And if they're doing it with 2 or 3 guys not swinging it their best, that's amazing. Honestly, because there's teams that can't boast that. They are run by 1 or 2 guys, and if they're not producing, they are not going to be in it. You can go around baseball and point at teams that have 2 guys or 3 guys that if they're not producing, they can't do anything. The Brewers have the luxury of being a team that knows how to score runs, and they can do it in multiple different ways. I don't think it's anything to fret about. I mean, these guys are about to be back home before they go back to the West Coast. And this is where guys get stuff right. This is where they go early BP. They're hitting early BP right now, Sparky. I'm missing it because I am here with you right now.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
I'm just kidding.
Tim Dillard, Brewers TV analyst. Follow him on X at Dim Tillard. So with that being said, a lot of Brewer fans want a bat with some pop. Would that be a need if you were Matt Arnold? You'd be trying to find some pop, whether it be off the bench or whether it be potentially at third base. There just doesn't appear to be any third baseman out there to be had. So is that something you'd be looking for right now, or would you be looking for another reliever, another starter? How would you be looking at this?
I mean, if something fits, I think definitely you go for it. But right now, I mean, you're going, okay, what you go around the entire outfield, you go to the bench, you're trying to figure out a guy. And they've tried to do this before in the past. They'll go get a veteran bat off the bench to figure something out. Right now, they got Gary Sanchez, who can also catch and be that right-handed stick off the bench. But they got Yelich DHing. So then you're going, okay, well, what about third base? Well, Joey Ortiz got hot in July. Putting it all together. And by the way, he's like the best third baseman defensively in all of baseball. Yes. And you're like, well, you can't do anything with Cooper Pratt. He's playing great. Lara's been doing great. Garrett Mitchell, Churio's scuffling a little bit. He'll be just fine. He's proven that. And then you start looking at first base. You got Andrew Vaughn, who had been batting 300 for most of the season, and you got Bowers having a career year. So if they go and they get a guy, they're going to have to. I don't know how they're going to piece that puzzle together, but it's going to be a very particular piece, and it better fit in quite nice.
Yes, Tim Dillard. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll talk again next Tuesday. West Coast trip. Are you going on the West Coast trip this time, or do you get to go home and relax?
Yeah, I'm on the trip. San Diego, and then
LA.
For the Dodgers. Yeah, it'll be fun one.
So you could see Robbie Ray, the newly acquired Robbie Ray for the Padres, and we could see Skubal for the Dodgers.
Wow, I was just thinking that in my head.
That's just
that's crazy.
We will see. Tim, go enjoy batting practice. I'll see you.
Yeah, thanks, Sparky.
You betcha. There he goes, Tim Dillard, Brewers TV analyst. Follow him on X at Dim Tillard. I know you've been on hold. We'll get to your calls coming up next. We got KJ, we got Trell, plenty of room for you, plus all the text messages as well. I told you we're just going to kind of like open this up and let's just go. Talking Brewers, talking trade deadline. We still got about 2.5 hours to the trade deadline up until 5 o'clock. Plenty of time. They didn't really trade anybody. I mean, Knopf might be nice, but Coleman Crow, I was fine trading Coleman Crow. That doesn't bother me at all. So they really still got a full farm to deal from if they wanted to go do something else. Nikolai Law talking text line 414-677-1250, 414-677-1250. On the socials, live streaming on Instagram Live, Fan Milwaukee Facebook page, as well as on X and YouTube at WI Sports Radio. Like and subscribe there on YouTube. Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The Brewers make a trade. They get Dustin May and JoJo Romero. We're talking about it now.
Chip, absolute dominant from the beginning for Dustin May. Are you kidding me? 101 pitches, 9 strikeouts, and finishes it off with a flurry. The sweeper to get Tatis Jr., the roar from May. What an evening for the Cardinals.
And now a Brewer.
That was 3 days after Jacob Mizorowski's 15 strikeout, 1 hit shutout.
Woo!
So now they have 2 guys who have done that this year. Basically.
So Dustin May and JoJo Romero, the reliever, coming to the Brewers. They lose Noth and they lose Coleman Crow, the 2 pitchers, Josh Noth and Coleman Crow, in this deal. To me, more than worth it. They gave up nobody of real significance. Again, Noth may turn out to be something. We'll see. But again, as far as the top guys, everybody was looking at not wanting to deal. They still have hold of all of them. We were talking in the break, like, hey, man, they might still pull out some shocker, might go get something. I mean, Adley Rutschman got traded to the Red Sox today. So who knows? Who might be available that we don't know actually is available that can be talked into being available by the Brewers brass because of what they have in their farm system. Will they get that aggressive, or is this going to be all that we see for the day? But either way, you add a veteran pitcher to the rotation to go along with Miz and Harrison, so you feel good about that. And you add another lefty arm to that bullpen to hopefully help out Aaron Ashby. JC Rivero, watching highlights of him in the break, 82-mile-an-hour slider, just getting people whiffing left and right, including Yelich from one of the highlights that I saw. So we'll see how this all plays out. We're going to hear more about the Cardinals and this deal. Matt Pauley, who does the Cardinals pre and post and with KMOX on St. Louis, he's going to join us coming up at 3 o'clock to tell us more about both of these Cardinals players. Looking forward to that. Let's go to Trell, north side of Milwaukee. You're up next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Trell?
Going on. I swear to you, I don't know who to be more pissed off at.
Oh no,
the Brewers, Matt Arnold, and the owner,
yeah,
or some of the local media, Sparky, which you fall in that. Why do you repeatedly take up for this management team? What has Matt Arnold done since he's been the general manager? Please enlighten me, because I can't remember.
Well, I don't know. They've had the best record in baseball last year. The manager that Matt Arnold brought in has won manager back-to-back years. I mean, I think that's all really good.
He was already here, though, right?
Pat Murphy was the bench coach, but Matt Arnold had to make the hire.
Okay, he made the hire. So he's been having a team with the best record, but they somehow keep losing in the playoffs.
To the team that won the last 2 World Series, yes.
No. We're not going to do that. You know why?
Why?
Because the Dodgers may have got to stop bringing up the loser mentality crap about the Dodgers winning the World Series. You know why? Because that hasn't stopped the Phillies from making moves. It hasn't stopped the Cubs from making moves. It hasn't stopped the Pirates from making moves.
Yeah.
And this move that you're trying to clamor over that the Brewers just made, they traded nobody of significance.
Correct.
So you know what that tells me, Sparky? You know what that tells me? He doesn't want to give up any of his darn prospects.
Maybe not.
So how are you going to no risk it, no biscuit?
That's
and
true.
I'm so sick of people covering that up. Just tell the truth about it. If you're not trying to win, okay, this is what it is. And the media and the fans have made this so easy for them to do this. As long as we're a competitive team and punching a ticket into the playoffs, everybody's hunky-dory. And as long as the national media is calling the Brewers out more than the local media is.
Correct.
And I don't even like the national media most of the time, but they got it right this time. I don't know, like I said, I don't know who to be more pissed off at, the messages that's been assimilated by local media or the actual management team. That's just where I'm at with it.
I'm fine with it, Trill. Thanks. Again, if you want to vent, you can vent. I'm not going to stop you from venting, getting mad. If you're mad like Trill, call up, vent, do your thing. Again, like I always say, I'd rather talk to you on the phone than via text message, but I will gladly read your text messages as well. We haven't gotten to that yet because we've been kind of sidetracked here a little bit, but we will definitely get to it. For sure. Let's go to KJ in West Allis. You're next on the Nicolay Law Talking text line after the Brewers get Dustin May and JoJo Romero in a trade. What's up?
Yay. Sparky, this whole process stinks to high heaven. I mean, I smell so many rats running around in this whole thing. It just, the whole process with the Dodgers getting Skubal, that was, I don't even know what to say about that. The way that they got him early in the process on Saturday, and I was listening to Rami and John Kuhn this morning, 9 to noon on your radio station. And Rami came up with a metric that was used apparently to how they graded the prospects that the Dodgers had and the Brewers may have given up. And according to the sources, the Brewers metric was 117. You know what the Dodgers metric was for what the Detroit Tigers accepted?
What?
24. I mean, come on now. Are you kidding me? So that tells me that there was something already in place. That's what I feel like. And you're trying to tell me that the Phillies, the Padres, the Braves, and the Cubs couldn't put a better deal together collectively than a 24 metric for Skubal. So forget about Skubal, okay? Where the bat at? That's what I want to know.
Well, with that time,
I wanted Luis Arias.
Well, that's
Luis
fine. He's
Arias
gone.
went to the Phillies.
Yeah, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Yep.
That's the guy I want him to go get. That guy, for his career, is averaging almost 300 average, and he's leading league. He's a double winner for a batting title.
Yep.
And he's probably going to win it again this year. And they could have got him, but they didn't go out.
Well, the thing that I heard about him was, KJ, thanks for the call. The thing I heard about Arias was he did not want to play anywhere outside of second base for a new team. That's what I had heard over the last couple of days. Was Arias was pretty vocal about, if you're moving me, I don't want to go play somewhere else other than second base, because that's where he's been. I got a bunch of text messages coming in from the 414. Muzzy here. Dustin May is a great pickup. He'll want the opportunity to pitch against his former club in the playoffs. That's a good point about Dustin May. A little extra juice maybe to face the Dodgers, beating a team that gave up on him.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I mean, that might help. I don't know if it's Tara Skubal help, but it might help a little bit.
Somebody tweeted on here that Noth and Crow thing wasn't a real account. So I don't know.
We'll keep an eye on that, then.
I'm looking to see if I see anything
I haven't seen anything else from anybody else.
I haven't seen anything either. So we'll see. So if that's not true, then we'll see what they end up giving up here. Clay Holmes is another guy that the Brewers were talking about. Apparently, Mark Feisen said the Clay Holmes market is still active with 2+ hours left until the trade deadline. Among the teams interested, the Diamondbacks, Brewers, Padres, White Sox, and Braves. With a wide-ranging market, the Mets could take him down to the wire. So the Mets possibly trying to get a bidding war going here in this situation. So we'll see if they're able to get a bidding war going. With the Brewers already having Dustin May, though, I'm not really quite sure if they'd be willing to get into a bidding war, knowing they don't necessarily have to. The Cubs are acquiring right-handed reliever Ryan Zefferjon, if that's how you say it, in a trade with the Angels. Did he pitch against the Brewers this weekend, Zefferjon?
Looks like he did.
Yeah, so Zefferjon to the Cubs. That's another one. So the Cubs now have acquired 3 pitchers so far to add to their rotation / bullpen at the trade deadline. And I'm guessing they're probably not done. Big Dog Chase, you're next. What's up, Big Dog Chase?
I agree. Waking up this morning, that feel about Skubal. Something needs to happen with the MLB.
Yeah, it's going to have to be a salary cap. That's what's going to have to happen.
Yes. And then going into today, until about 20 minutes ago, I'm like, where is our move? What are we doing? Are we just sitting back in a chair, reclining with our feet up?
Well, I hope that's not what Matt Arnold is doing. As if Mark Antonowski walks in and his feet are up on the desk just chilling out, he's going to get fired. Thanks for the call, Big Dog Chase. I don't think that's what's happening.
Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale are going to St. Louis in the trade. That's from Adam McCalvey. So
what is it?
Confirmed source. Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale.
For those two?
Mm-hmm.
F. Failed.
Your whole viewpoint changed real fast.
What a horrible trade. What an absolutely god-horrible trade that is. Good job for the Cardinals. Horrible deal for the Brewers. I'm sad. Back after this.
Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, we were so excited for that trade, and now it's an F. Complete failure by the Brewers. What in the world are you doing? What are you doing?
Neither one of those guys were top 10
Well,
prospects.
Trout should call back and be like, hey, risk it for the biscuit. I was wrong. What a great deal for the Brewers. Good God. You got Dustin May, again, mutual option next year for $20 million, $500,000, $550,000 buyout, so he'll be gone after this year. Him and his 4.38 ERA, and JoJo Romero coming off of appendectomy surgery at some point in the middle of August. Romero's ERA is what, 3.32, 3.35 is his ERA. And you gave up Alexander Frias and Josiah Ragsdale. You must be joking.
Again, neither one of them are top 10 prospects.
Listen here.
In the Brewers
Now, shut up. I don't want to hear about it from you. This is the thing. Matt Pauly's on hold. He's going to tell us about the Cardinals take. He should be celebrating. I'd be doing shots if I was him. You gave up an 18-year-old, looks like a stud in Alexander Frias. They're like he's Churio Madej type stuff. You just gave him up in the division, so you get to face this dude for God knows how long. Ragsdale. Saw Ragsdale play for the Timber Rattlers earlier this year. I went to the Timber Rattlers game. At Wisconsin, at high A, he had 327, 447 on base, 528 slugs, 7 home runs in 60 games. In 26 games for AA Biloxi, he's already hit 12 home runs, 292, 429 on base, a slug of 698, and you traded him too.
It's going to be okay.
For rentals. They're not picking up the option on Dustin May at $20 million. Neither one of them even. Matt Pauly joins me now to help calm me down on the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. Matt Pauly, you do Cardinals pre, do all the Cardinals programming. The Cardinals make another trade. He's got to run on KMOX to go talk about it, so he may have to drop out. Your thoughts, Matt Pauly?
Yeah, I actually feel better about it from the Cardinals' perspective after listening to you for the last moment or so. So thank you for that.
You got two absolute studs, dude.
All right, that sounds good. I would say that I think you're undervaluing Dustin May a little bit. The only thing, his fielding independent ERA is around 3. He's somebody that he had this monster start against the Padres where he threw a complete game and gave up just 1 hit.
We play the highlight of him finishing that game in the last segment. Yep.
Yeah, he was awesome in that game. That was the first time he'd been pushed like that. That's the first time he'd gone through the 8 up downs. And then he came back and had a really bad start his next time out. His start after that, he got hit in a line drive on his foot, tried to pitch to that. So he went through this really tough period between that San Diego start and what he's done in his last 2 starts, where he's thrown a combined 11 innings, giving up 1 run over his last 2. So if you get rid of like that period where some wacky stuff happened, I think maybe you would feel better. His ERA wouldn't be 4.38. This dude's got good velocity, super competitor. I mean, very fiery guy. Fans are going to love watching him pitch. So if I was a Brewers fan, I would be excited for Dustin May and just the idea of watching him throw in the playoffs. I think you're undervaluing him a little bit. JoJo Romero is who he is. I mean, he's a guy who's going to go get you outs against left-handers. If you use him too much, that's where his numbers start to come back. I don't think anybody was worried about the appendectomy. That happens. That doesn't impact his arm. He's going to be fine. So I think this makes the Brewers better. I understand why you're upset about the return, but if you're not worried about the return and you're just worried about the 2026 Brewers, I think they are in better position now than they were an hour ago.
Yeah. I'm trying really hard, man. I really am trying hard. I saw a piece on MLB Network in the break. Charlie, my producer, we're going to play that coming up. They were going over the Dustin May trade. Now, of course, they didn't talk about the prospects coming back, but their deal was, hey, man, the Brewers are so good at helping pitchers find the best of themselves and unlock something that if they are able to unlock that for Dustin May, it could be a really, really good deal for the Brewers. So what's his struggle? Like when things were going bad, what happens? He starts walking a lot of guys. Guys are just hitting everything off of him like a bunch of meatballs. Like what goes wrong when he is wrong?
Yeah, he doesn't have command of his pitches. It's really as simple as that. In two of those, in fact, you saw him against Milwaukee on July 6th when he had 4 walks in 4 innings, and he followed that up with another 4-walk performance in 5 innings against Arizona. I respect the Milwaukee Brewers for their ability to make pitchers the best version of themselves better than any other organization in baseball. I don't think they need to do that with Dustin May. I really don't. I think if you get the best of what Dustin May has been this year, he was the only, I'll put it this way. He is the only pitcher the Cardinals have had this year that I thought had any chance could go win a playoff game. So, and that was as a number 1 starter in the playoffs. If the playoffs were starting tomorrow and the Cardinals were in it, Dustin May would have been the game 1 starter. Now with the Brewers, he's going to start maybe the 2nd game, maybe the 3rd game, and that puts him in that much of a better spot. So now, you look at the numbers. Like I'm not trying to just gloss over the bad stuff. He had a bad start to his season. I don't know if you know his story very well. He almost died. He was eating salad and a piece of lettuce got stuck in his esophagus. He kind of felt it. He went to bed not thinking it was a big deal, and his esophagus basically like exploded. They had to get him into the hospital, and he was in the hospital for a while. He was very close to dying. So this comeback for him over the last 18 months, it's been a lot of trying to build back up strength and things like that. That was part of the storyline with him coming in to the Cardinals, that they were going to try to nurse him back to being an effective starter. And I think they've done the job.
I'm glad he didn't die. It doesn't make me feel any better about the deal, though. The other part about this, I guess, is when we were talking here locally in the state of Wisconsin, the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, about what the Brewers needed, it was that number 2 to go alongside Miz that then pushes Harrison down to be number 3. I don't feel like that's what they got. I feel like May is 3 behind Harrison based on how Harrison has pitched.
Yeah, I think you're probably right on that. And this is for a fan base that was really hoping for Skubal. I understand that this is a disappointment because Dustin May is not Tarek Skubal. Very few guys are, but it was built up that way that the Brewers had a legitimate chance to go get Skubal. So if that was your hope, then I think disappointment for Dustin May is legitimate. And I do think you're right in the way that you frame that he is likely coming in to be a more legit 3rd starter for the Brewers, as opposed to a guy that you felt like was shoulder to shoulder with Mizrachi.
There he is, our guy, Matt Pauley, joining us. Appreciate you coming on. Now you're going to get to go celebrate on the air with your Cardinals fans. Sports Open Line, of course, and also does studio host for the Cardinals, 104.1 FM and 1120 AM. So go celebrate. If you need somebody to hop on and tell you how great those two are, I'm available.
All right. I appreciate that so much. But I think Cardinals fans are going to enjoy Dustin May. Let me just leave you with that. Our Brewers fans will enjoy Dustin May. Let me leave you with that.
That was a Freudian slip. You meant that. They're really going to enjoy watching Dustin May and the Brewers and not in the Cardinals. I know what you did there, Matt. You were trying to cover it up. See, man, he can't even say it with a straight face. My goodness. Matt, thank you so much.
You bet.
Take care. There he is, Matt Pauley, joining us on the guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. That didn't make me feel better at all. I was in a good mood until McCalvy put out who the 2 guys were. Now I'm in a bad mood.
Did you know those guys before the season?
Ragsdale and Frias? Well, no, Frias just got here this year. He was an international kid. He's 18. He's like barely 18. He's like 18 in like 140 days.
The Brewers barely know him.
Let me explain something to you. When I hear, hey, this could be their next Churio and Madej.
You've heard that about like 18 different guys.
Who else?
Ricky Moniz. They say that about that
correct
all the time.
Okay.
Luis Pena could potentially be that guy if the Brewers.
Well, Luis Pena is already all the time. Luis Pena is far enough down the line. He's number 2 in the system.
You have
already.
Enough exciting other players. And
Frias went from what? Frias went from unranked in the farm system at the beginning of the year to where is he now? Where was he? 11 or 13? He got in front of Ragsdale, who's been in the system that quickly. You don't move that quickly up a board if you're not that good.
It'll be fine.
Oh yeah, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. You have enough other guys in the farm system to be excited about still, because they still haven't traded away anybody else in their top 10.
This is the thing. And I'm going to emphasize this again. This system that's coming has power. What this current big league team has a bunch of slap hitters. Lara's a slap hitter. Frelick's a slap hitter. Hamilton, Ortiz, all these cats have no power. None. So when you got guys that have power, that have speed and can run a little bit, that can throw the ball, all that. Like, me personally, if I'm moving those guys, then it better be for a stud that I know is, hey, there's no question. He's 2 behind Miz. You didn't get that. You got, hopefully, a 3. That's what you're hoping for. And then Romero and his 82-mile-an-hour slider hopefully gets the job done, too, when he comes in.
A guy who has a ceiling of being able to do almost what Miz did this season, too, where he's had performances where he can have that type of ceiling. Like, it should be able to.
If this was Dustin May prior to all the injuries when he was like 23, 24, I'd be like, hey, this is cool. Dustin May's a bad man. That'd be fun.
He's been on the mound this season, man, and he's been pretty damn good this
season. Did you hear, Paulie? He had a month of struggling.
It's all right. So does everybody. We've talked about this.
I love you so much.
You freak out over 1 month so often.
Yes.
It's fine.
Yes, I do. And normally it ends up being true.
Great production.
All right, let's look. 4 other months of great production, since you think he had 4 other months of great production. See, he just talks. But then let's go back and actually look and see what his month breakdown is. Maybe he did. Maybe every month has been great except one. And if that's the case, okay, I'll feel better about it. I still don't think I'll feel better enough to get away from what I've got. Let's see here. In the month of March, he only had 1 start. That doesn't count. Month of April, he had a 4.05 ERA. In the month of May, he had a 3.86 ERA. In the month of June, a 3.57 ERA.
19 strikeouts, 29 strikeouts, 26 strikeouts.
The month of July, a 4.62.
In June,
ERA.
The opponent batting average was a 195.
That was
in July, he had 29 strikeouts with a 270 opponent batting average. So still getting hit on a little bit.
He had 13 walks to go along with those 29 strikeouts.
He has a phenomenal defense behind him.
That's not
one
great.
of the best defenses in baseball behind him now, which should help him out a little bit.
He walked 8 guys between the Braves and the D-backs games from the 12th to the 18th. 8.
I feel pretty confident with him. I think he's going to be a solid part of this Brewers rotation.
He better be
freaking out about losing prospects that we're still not going to see for another 3 years.
That's fine. You can have that take. I don't think Ragsdale would have been 3 years. He's in Double A.
Yeah, but I just wasn't that excited. I'm okay with trading him. It's kind of my point on it.
Well, let's go to Ryan in Burlington. You're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Ryan?
Hey, boys. I called the other day, and I was like, the Brewers are going to get 2 of the top 6 available. And we get Dustin May. And let's not talk about his month to month. Let's just look at his last 3 years. The guy's averaging a 5 ERA. So the headline is the number 1 team in baseball trades for a number 3 to go to the playoffs that's got a 5 ERA over the last 3 years. Oh, it makes me want to puke. And that's without even getting this. The minor leagues are what they are. We're trying to win a playoff series, but if we think Dustin Mays are 3, then I have given up hope. I hope in the last, an hour and 45 minutes.
Yep, they got time to still do something else.
The skies part, the savior comes down and does something, because if this is the trade for all the years and for all the prospects we have, if this is our trade this year, gross. Just that sucks.
All right.
Anyway, that's all I got. I'm an hour and 45. We need something. This cannot be the trade.
Well, Clayton Holmes is still out there for the Mets, so maybe Clayton Holmes ends up on the Brewers. We'll see. Thanks for the call. But by God, if you gave up all of that for those 2, I can only imagine what you're going to give up for Clayton Holmes. I mean, that's going to be even more probably for that rental. Another trade: Astros are set to acquire outfielder Dalton Varsho from the Blue Jays for starter Spencer Arrighetti, who had moments at the beginning of the year for the Astros and then became Spencer Arrighetti again. So there's another deal for you. Holmes is getting dealt, but it sounds like the Mets have like 4 or 5 teams all bidding on him currently. So they may take that bidding war down to the very end and then eventually move him. There's no way they're holding on to Clayton Holmes.
No, there's no reason to.
No.
It feels like you're going to get way too much value on this trade market from whatever team trades for him. It's probably going to end up being an overpay. We've already seen the Brewers apparently are willing to overpay a little bit. Dustin May has some really weird splits too. Otherwise, at home, he has a 3.19 ERA in 12 starts this season, 64 strikeouts with an opponent batting average of 228. Away, he has a 631.
Holy crap.
ERA.
Oh my
with 42
God.
strikeouts, a 296 opponent average. At night, he has a 239 ERA in 11 games started. He has 57 strikeouts, 217 opponent batting average. During the day, it's 6.84 ERA.
Oh my
With
God.
49 strikeouts, 298. Like, he's just completely, literally night and day. It's nuts.
As far as I know, the Brewers don't play in Busch Stadium. So that's going to be a thing. Oh my goodness. It's the return of the fan favorite everyone's been asking for. The pretzel bacon pub cheeseburger is back at Wendy's. Fresh, never frozen beef, creamy beer cheese, Munster cheese, applewood smoked bacon, and crispy onions, all on a pretzel bun. Add a side of delicious bacon pub fries to create a combo so good you'll feel like you're in an actual pub after one bite. Limited time only. They also have a chicken sandwich up on the menu too. We were at Wendy's today, and a couple double stacks. Fry brought it back here, ate it before our show meeting. Love me some Wendy's, as we all know. I take a quick time out. Come back if you want to hop aboard, get more thoughts in on this deal for the Brewers. Still time. They could do another one. Dustin May and JoJo Romero get traded for Alexander Frias, Josiah Ragsdale. Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome in. It is Wisconsin Sports Daily. See Sparky Fifer, Charlie using over there. Don't forget Potawatomi Sportsbook, 2 levels of seating. Shuttles to and from Brewers home games. That includes tonight. They're home against the Pirates. Leadoff show comes up at 5 o'clock. I'll be hosting that till 6:30. And, of course, we have the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show tonight. We'll see what the franchise Tim Allen thinks of this trade coming up this evening. Dustin May, JoJo Romero from the Cardinals to the Brewers. They give up Ragsdale and Alexander Frias. Going back the other way, number 11 and number 13 ranked prospects, both flying up the charts. At the beginning of the year, Frias wasn't even in the top 30 and finishes at 11. I can't wait to see the new Cardinals prospect list. I bet you he's in their top 5 upon the maybe top 3 upon
that crazy job
upon that prospect list coming out for the Cardinals. But we'll wait and see. So talking about that, if you want to hop aboard, tell us if you like it, you don't like it, whatever the case may be. Nikolai Law Talking text line 414-677-1250. Plus, we're keeping our eyes open to see what other moves the Brewers may make. The deadline is about 95 minutes away or so, 5 o'clock Central Time. So we'll keep you updated. The Brewers do anything else between now and then. Brewer Mike, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Brewer Mike?
Sparky, we've been Brewer fans our whole life.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What do they keep telling us? They keep telling us we're going to win. We're going to win. Okay. Sparky, I'm 65. I know you're around, 51,
50. 50. I just turned 50.
All right.
Yep.
God bless you. Okay. Sparky, what do we need on this team?
Well, we need a bat at some point.
Thank you.
That would be
Thank
good.
you.
Yep.
Why in the hell are we keep getting pitching? And before you cut me off,
well, I'm not going to cut you
ahead.
off. I'm just going to answer your question. Because as you can see right now, Murphy keeps skipping guys and resting guys because they're concerned these young arms are not going to be able to do much of anything by the time the postseason comes because they don't want to get them hurt. So they need a veteran arm to get in there to take up some of these innings and push some of these young guys out of that role. So, I mean, realistically, Henderson, I think, is really good. Could Henderson be the third guy in the playoffs over Dustin May potentially? Yeah, potentially. He might be. And then May be the fourth guy. But Henderson, again, is up against an innings pitch limit as well as far as increase from 1 year to the next. The same issue with Shane Drone. The same thing with some of these other guys with the Brewers right now. Brandon Sproat and those guys. All of that are concerns, I think, for this Brewers team. That's why if they were to go get another starting pitcher like Clay Holmes or somebody else, I don't think I'd be all that surprised just to put more veteran presence in this rotation so you don't have to worry about innings.
Sparky, who do we get about, 12 years ago? I could be wrong, from the Cardinals. And he was a World Series guy. And
Suppan, and then they followed that up with Kyle Loesch after that.
Yeah, I mean, the Cardinals got to be laughing right now saying the Brewers are nothing but a bunch of dumb you-know-what. Steve, we need a bat. And I know, Arnold, I'm a Brewer fan, okay? And I'm always going to be a Brewer fan. But I am getting sick and tired of waiting and waiting. Christ, I've had 5 heart attacks in the last 7 years.
How many?
Okay? 5.
No! 5?
Yeah. I'll show you my record.
How are you alive, dude? Holy crap. You should be playing the lottery every day, Mike.
The Brewers are killing me.
Oh, my God.
The Brewers are killing me.
5?
You think Tim Allen? Yes. Sparky, I would gladly bring my doctor.
You should be playing the lottery every day. That's insane. 5 heart attacks and you're alive? Congratulations. It sounds crazy to say Brewer Mike is lucky to survive 5 heart attacks, but kind of. That's crazy, Mike.
And I saw God both times. The last 2, I know I saw God.
Next time you see God, ask him for a hitter.
Yeah, no kidding. Maybe Jesus will come down and bat for us. I love you, and hey, Charlie, you are doing a hell of a job.
I appreciate
and whatever they're paying you, both of you, and Sparky, I know you say I love Tim Allen more, but I love you both the same.
Yeah, my parents used to say the same thing to me and my brother too. I know how that works. Thanks for the call, Brewer Mike. I know how it works. Everybody the parents tell you, "Oh, we love you all equally." No, they don't. No, they don't. No. They all have their favorite.
Love you more in different areas.
Yeah, they all
have your own part of love that you get from your parents.
Unless you're an only child. Otherwise, yeah, no, man. Parents all have their favorites. I don't care. They all are lying if they tell you they don't. Paul in Menominee Falls, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Paul?
Hey, Sparky. So who do you think right now is our number 3 pitcher without the trade?
Without the trade, it's Henderson.
Okay. So do you
with
think
the trade, it still might be Henderson.
So do you think? Okay, that probably answers my question. So you're saying Henderson could be St. Louis's number 1 pitcher?
I guess if you're saying Dustin May and his 4 ERA was their number 1, then yes.
So that tells me that if our number 3 can be a legit number 1 on any MLB team.
No, you said the Cardinals. You said the Cardinals.
Well,
you didn't say the Dodgers. That's totally different. Don't say any team.
Well, I'm just saying in general, the whole scope of the thing, and an MLB team, that means we have a pretty darn good pitching staff. We don't need anybody. That's the way I look at it. If we got a number 3 that could be a number 1 on an MLB team,
yep,
that's pretty good.
Yep. The question with Henderson is, and will remain to be, 1, innings pitched between now and the end of the year, because he keeps getting hurt every year, coming up through the minors. He's already been hurt this year. And B, more importantly, is can he actually stay healthy and not go back on the injured list again and be there for you at the end of the year? Those are the 2 things. I think if they weren't worried about innings and weren't concerned about health, I think they might have been good with Henderson being their number 3 with Harrison and Mizorowski. But I think those are issues that they're trying to protect themselves from, Paul. Thanks for the call. I love Logan Henderson. I think he's really good. And I think he can be really, really good kind of going forward. But again, he has to stay healthy, and you have to nurse that arm along with the innings thing.
And when you've seen him already at the major league level, too, I think when you talk about in a trade, the Brewers then automatically value that guy better. That's why, like, Luis Lara keeps getting his name put in these trade deadline type of deals. Cooper Pratt potentially gets mentioned. And I think, yes, those guys are available to some degree, but the Brewers are going to value them more because they've seen those guys be able to have success at the major league level. And I think that goes with Logan Henderson, too. So even with all of these other type of injury outliers, things like that, the Brewers are still going to have a higher value set on those guys because they know they can succeed up in the majors. Other teams are going to start devaluing that because they haven't seen that for their own teams, and then are going to still treat those guys like prospects, which I don't think is fair.
If they don't make a run and they get bounced, and these other 2 guys work out, Ragsdale and Frias, I hope you and I are still working together. I really, really do. Because if we're not still working together, and your phone number still works, boy, you man, yeah, run for cover.
Be okay.
Run for cover.
You have so many other great players because hopefully, then if those guys work out, that Jesus Madej worked out for you too, and he's playing shortstop or third base for you in the future, and that Cooper Pratt's still looking great, and all these other players that we're talking about, Andrew Fisher's still playing for the Brewers, and he's gonna look great. Then you don't care about whether or not Alexander Frias is playing that well.
No. 2 things here. Number 1. Cubs are the rival, obviously. Number 2, we both hate the Cardinals. Cub fans hate the Cardinals. Brewer fans hate the Cardinals. Yep. So you dealt them to the Cardinals in your division that you see, 13 times a year. No, that's not good. If they go to Seattle, not nearly as emotional about it because I don't got to deal with those guys potentially beating us for a division title or something else and having to see those guys year in and year out, year in and year. It's not as big of a deal. They go to the White Sox even. Still not as bad, right? Yankees, Red Sox, whatever. Don't care. Won't have to deal with them unless it's a World Series. Fine with it. Do what you got to do. But, yuck. And then you didn't even get great players. You got okay players. Not even great. Like if this was Scooble, right? If it was these 2 and Noth or whoever, right? And there's 3 or 4 guys and they're part of Scooble and it's the Dodgers. Yes, that would suck. But the Tigers, great. AL Central, we gave up a lot. So be it. But you got a legitimate Cy Young guy to go with Miz. Clearly Scooble is 1 or 2. Pick, right? There's no questioning Harrison is 3 at that point. Henderson is now 4. And now you got a legitimate crack at this boy. You made a deal for a guy with a 4+ ERA, who is ERA on the road, which last time I checked, American Family Field would be the road, with a 6+ ERA. His best numbers were at home. Charlie laid it out, and I'm supposed to be excited that we made this deal? Black and Waukesha, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily.
All right. I got a couple of problems with you. I got a lot of problems with you people.
You think you're positive. Wait till Sunshine talks here. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay. All right, here it is. So all you want to say is ERA, ERA, ERA. I don't know if you read it on the air. If you did, I missed it, so I apologize. But I don't think you did. Kurt Hogue just tweeted his fifth fielding.
We already said it.
Pitching.
Matt Pauley said that in the interview we had on from St. Louis.
I just missed it then. A full run lower, okay? We know how inflated ERAs can get. The Cardinals are one of the worst defensive teams in all of baseball, and I hate to say it, they're not a good organization at this point. Okay? So number one. Number two, Dustin May, I believe, is a former first-round pick. It's a massive upgrade over Sproat, who will probably get kicked to the bullpen or sent down to AAA. But I'm with the last caller. They need to go get a bat. They got swept in the NLCS last year, and they didn't give up more than 5 runs in any of those games. So that's the reason they're not going to get there. But this is a big upgrade. I do believe it's going to solidify a bye. I do believe it's going to solidify the division. But on the other hand, you can't freak out about these prospects. I heard this.
I don't think you needed Dustin May to solidify a bye or the division. You could have done that without Dustin May. This was about beating the Dodgers. That's what this is about. This isn't about winning the NL Central away from the Cubs. This isn't about a bye. You have the best record in baseball as we sit. So you were doing that without these two guys with what you had. This is about beating the Dodgers.
I agree. But if you're freaking out about losing these two guys, these two guys will not be anything. I heard this with my ears. You said Sal Frelick would be the leadoff hitter for the Brewers for the next 10 years before he got called up.
I did.
Does that look like it's going to happen?
No, Pat Murphy doesn't like him in the leadoff spot. He'd rather play the old guy who sucks, Yelich, in the leadoff spot instead. Thanks for the call. Yeah, what am I going to do about that? Ain't nothing I can do about that. I was looking pretty good on the Frelick thing because when he was leading off last year in the brief time, he was good. Remember you and I talked about this? Because I was telling Charlie, just lead this dude off and let him play lead off. That's his spot. Let him go. Bat Churio to terrain behind him and let him go. You think we could do that? Absolutely not. So now we start batting him at the bottom of the order with no protection, and he doesn't look anywhere close to what he looked like last year.
Almost anybody is better in the leadoff spot if you look at the stats. Like Bryce Terang, that's who I want to lead off. And when he leads off this season, he's awesome.
And now the other guy we want to lead off is Lara, another slap hitter that we want to go to the top and have some protection. They ain't going to do that either.
Because Christian Yelich is there, Sparky.
No, because Miles just get rid of Lara, get rid of Frelick, and go get a bop, somebody with a bat to put into right field. Now, again, we playing for now or we playing for what's coming? Because Adam Shefsky is coming. He doesn't have a big bat, right? That's not who he is. Braylon Payne is coming. He also does not have a big bat. But now I'm sure he'll go from the Timber Rattlers up. Well, that's maybe like a 20 or 25 home run guy at some point if he were to make it to the majors. So he'll go up to Double A now to take Ragsdale's spot. So you have him coming. That's it. That's all. I don't think I'm missing any other outfielders. That's it. Unless somebody's going from the infield to the outfield. If they're saying, Andrew Fisher, you're going to go play in the corner. If that happens at some point, okay, maybe. But
Jet Williams.
He's a slap hitter. He's 5'7". He's not a power hitter. No, that's my point. You just traded two guys with legitimate power that play the outfield for two guys that are okay. Dave in Cudahy, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. What's up, Dave?
Sparky, I am feeling it. I completely understand, but there is one thing that we do have to remember.
Okay.
Who is Matt Arnold?
What did you say? Who is Matt Arnold?
Who is Matt Arnold? He's the two-time consecutive MLB Executive of the Year. He does know what he's talking about, what he is doing to at least some extent, right? You can't just get that back-to-back years on a stroke of luck.
Why did he win it though?
Because of Pat Murphy? Is that where you're going?
No. They both won their awards because the national media doesn't respect the Brewers. And they're both going to win it for a third year in a row because they projected them at 80-some wins again this year. And they're going to be a 1 or a 2 in the NL at the end of the year. They keep winning this award because the national media does not respect the Milwaukee Brewers. They set their projections, and then when they become the team most over the wins in the National League, there are your winners, and they're going to do it again, regardless if this trade happens or not.
There is so much more than that, though, and you know it. Look what they put out there, right? And I know people want a bat, but where are you going to put a bat? Because you're not going to get rid of Yelich, obviously, and the other guys out there. You're not moving. You're clearly not going to move them, or I guess maybe after this trade you are going to move them, or move like someone like Lara for a bag of chips or something. I don't know. It's going to be what it is. It's always been this way. We do it to ourselves every year, where we get our hopes up.
Yep.
And outside of
right.
A Sabathia year that happens once in a blue moon, we're going to be fine, and we're going to go out and do what we do on the field.
That's something we should discuss. Thanks for the call. Here's my thing. If Doug Melvin was the GM, we'd have Skubal. Promise you.
Yeah.
We'd have Skubal. He would have gave up 5 prospects. He would have given them Madej, Pena, whoever else to get the Skubal deal done to give them a chance to go win this thing. I promise you, Melvin would have cut the deal and would not have even thought twice about the farm system. He would have been like, I'm on farm system baseball. I'll get rid of 3 of the top 5 in order to get this deal done. We'll be fine. I got a bunch of 18-year-olds that are coming in and tearing it up. We'll be fine. Yeah, maybe it'll suck. But everybody will forget about this once I get Tarek Skubal out there. That's what it would be. He's got Sabathia. He gave up the farm system, literally, to get Zach Greinke. He gave up a top prospect in Brett Lowry to go get Markham to go along with Greinke that winter. Again, he's done it all. And
would he have had the same 18-year-olds that Matt Arnold is able to bring into the farm system in order to make a trade like would his farm system be as strong?
I would say, in fairness to Doug, when Doug got there, they pretty much didn't have an international system. So Doug pretty much had to start from ground zero and try to build that up. Him and Jack Sorensic, who got there just before him with Dean Taylor. And then obviously Gord Ash and those guys, they had to get the building blocks in place to go from nothing to something over the course of time. So that's been a gradual build, I would say, forward. I don't know if Matt Arnold changed anything dramatically from David Stern. So all of a sudden, how they're hitting like this, I don't know.
Well,
if he
talks about
has
scouting at like 6 years old,
well, yeah,
like sometimes
like 12, 11 and 12, right? So, but I mean, to take that jump, did Matt Arnold change something with international scouting different than David? Because Stearns wasn't doing this every year. It was not happening. And now it is with Matt Arnold. So maybe something did change from that aspect. And if so, he deserves all the credit in the world. I think Matt Arnold's really good. I just hate this deal. I don't have to love everything Matt Arnold does.
You don't, no.
No, but this deal, I really don't like this deal at all. I was fine with it when it was the fake account we saw. When it was Crow and Josh Knopf,
fake account.
I was like, hey, it's a good deal. Knopf could bite us. He could be really good somewhere, but okay, I'm fine with this. And then the real deal came out of what it was, Ragsdale and Frias. And now I'm just like,
you still don't know that those guys are going to bite you, though. Like, they could still not work out, too. They're still a little bit away from being major league players. You still don't know that for sure.
Yep.
Like, give it some time.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
It may not look great, but at the same time, like, it might not be that bad at the end of the day.
Yep.
Like, let's not freak out. Let's not melt down right now.
We'll see. Hey, you looking for a college where you can excel in the classroom and on the field? At Bryant and Stratton College's Wauwatosa campus, you can compete in the NJC AA Division II athletics with more than 20 men's and women's teams to choose from. Keep playing the sport you love while earning your associate degree in business, healthcare, criminal justice, or digital marketing. Athletic scholarships are available for those who qualify. Visit BryantStratton.edu and discover how Bryant and Stratton College is built different for you. And like I always say, D3 schools are cool, but they can't give you money. D2 schools can. And in this case, it's like a JUCO, so it's a 2-year school. So if your son, daughter, if you're listening right now and you're 16, 17, 18, and you're like, man, I think I'm good enough to get D1, but I'm just not getting the looks. Man, go here. Do it for 2 years, show that you're that good, and then potentially get yourself a ride to a D1 school from there. Those are great options. And even if you are a D1 student, and maybe you're a lower D1, why not go there for 2 years? Not going to cost you nearly as much, number one. Number two, get an athletic scholarship money more than likely. And number three, show out. And now when you go to that big D1 school, now maybe there's some scholarship money there for you for those last 2 years, right, to go along with it. And you get to walk into playing time where maybe you don't those first couple of years at D1. So now you're playing even longer right off the bat than you would be if you're going to D1. I'm just telling you. To me, I mean, unless you're an absolute stud, right? Like if you're Santarelli down in Kenosha at St. Joe's and you're going to get drafted and you're going to LSU and making a ton of money. Okay, look, I'm not going to sell you on going to Brian Stratton. I know that. But I'm saying a lot of other people are in that limbo stage of what to do. This is your answer. Check them out, brianstratton.edu. Up next, Charlie Sounds of the Day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Welcome back. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky here. Well, Brewers fans, remember we were talking about, boy, if the Brewers get Clay Holmes, then you have Clay Holmes, you have Dustin May. Clay Holmes actually has a sub-3 ERA. He's actually really good this year. Contract year. What do you got?
So over here, the Chicago Cubs are acquiring right-hander Clay Holmes for outfielder Tyrone Taylor from the New York
And
Mets.
Tyrone Taylor, not for.
And Tyrone Taylor.
Right.
For infielder Jefferson Rojas pending physicals.
Jefferson Rojas, number 2 prospect for the Cubs.
That seems like the only piece that they're trading.
5'11", 150 pounds, shortstop, third baseman at AA. I don't. Why does David Stearns love? I mean, I don't understand. Whatever.
He went to the Rays. He went to the Cubs. He's gone
Rojas?
everywhere but the Brewers.
Rojas, you mean?
No, I'm saying Stearns. So far this trade
Stearns.
deadline, he's helped everybody else out that has connections to the Brewers.
I don't think he
but the
can.
Brewers.
I think he's stuck. I'm sure the owner's like, no more dealing with them. We're done. We're all done after the last one.
I don't understand this mentality. It's not these teams are screwing themselves over. It's their fault. They're the ones making the trades and saying yes. They could say no if they want to say no. This is dumb to think that the Brewers are fleecing anybody or making anything magical happen. It's just the teams that don't know how to use these players or are getting players that the Brewers know aren't going to do well somewhere else. That's not their fault. Do your research better.
So they've added 4 pitchers now at the deadline, right? They've added 2 bullpen guys, and they added Gosman from the Blue Jays and Clay Holmes.
Yeah, they're making a lot of moves.
Yep, emptying it out. They moved Ballesteros, their catcher. He went in that reliever deal with
John deal,
right, and that Angels deal. So he's gone. But see, the Cubs, again, we'll see how this plays out. The Cubs are lining up to catch the Brewers. I don't think the Cubs are lining up necessarily to go try and catch the Dodgers. The Cubs are trying to save the Traders' job at this point from getting blown out and losing this division yet again. So that's kind of what we're going on right now is they add Gosman, they had Clay Holmes, they have Imanaga. So that's their front 3, right? Am I missing somebody else?
No, I don't think so.
So they've only had Imanaga pretty much.
Yeah, Cabrera has been hurt in and out
Correct.
of that rotation.
Colin Ray sucks.
Jameson Tyone is no longer on the team.
They cut him.
Yeah, so I think you got it. You nailed it down. The Rays also have made a move they are acquiring right-hander Tyler Wells from the Baltimore Orioles.
He's been around. He's been around a couple of minutes. That's not a gigantic deal one way or the other. Well, Cubs got better. Now, whether or not
there's still an hour left, Sparky.
Right, so they can do more.
They still got
Brewers could do more too, though. I mean, in fairness, the Brewers may not be done at this point. Maybe the Brewers figure out something else. Clay Holmes, they were in on. My question would be, did they drop out as soon as they got Dustin May? Did they get Dustin May, and then Matt Arnold goes, we're out, we got our pitcher, thanks. And they bailed on that deal, and then let whoever else was involved trying to get Clay Holmes in? Or did Matt Arnold say, hey, I know we got May. We're still in. We still want to add Holmes with May to the rotation with Harrison and Mizorowski? Or, like I said, did they hang up the phone on the deal on Dustin May and Jojo Romero and say, okay, we're done for the day. That was fun. We're done. We're going to keep everybody else, and we're going to see what happens here at the end. Is that how it played out? Don't know. Eric, where's Eric in the 920?
In the 920.
You are up next here on the Wisconsin Sports Daily program with me, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. What's up, Eric?
Hey, man, I just got a question for you. Here, you keep calling Counsell a traitor, but didn't he leave the Brewers for the exact reason what the Brewers are actually doing right now?
He went
to a club that's going to make the moves to try to win a championship instead of a club that's going to play for the future of playoff disappointments.
Yeah, absolutely.
He went to the Cubs.
Correct. And it's worked out well the last 2 years. And the other reason he went to the Cubs was because even though he said he was one of us and did the video and I hung out in the clubhouse, I'm just like you. Then you go to the arch rival. Spare me. Thanks for the call. He's not one of us. To hell with that. He could have went to the Yankees for $7 million. And instead, when he got on the phone with the Cubs and said, hey, you got to offer me more than the Mets in order for this to work, right? I can't go for the same amount of money. You're going to have to give me more than the Mets. Okay, so we'll give you $8 million. Come on, man. He wanted to go to the arch rival. He wanted to stick it to the Brewers. That's it. Plain and simple. End of story. And then I love I'm going to play the martyr line. Well, I'm just trying to help the rest of the managers in baseball make more money. That's really what it's all about.
He's a hero.
Yeah, screw that dude, man. No chance. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Don't forget the Wisconsin Sports Network is proudly outfitted by Burkhardt Sporting Goods, our official apparel partner. Check them out online today at bsg1881.com.
Some shows talk about one team. Other shows barely talk sports. This show will talk Packers, Brewers, and Bucks. Every day. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Well, as expected, this has been a chaotic show. We knew this coming in. We're talking about, do we do topics today? Do we just kind of play it by ear and roll with the punches? There's been a lot of punches thrown. A lot of punches. Brewers fans have been hit in the gut a couple of times in the last 2 hours.
And you're having so much fun, right, Sparky?
Yeah. Broadcasting live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. The franchise, Tim Allen, tonight. You are not going to want to miss this tonight. Because between what the Brewers gave up to get this deal done for Dustin May and JoJo Romero, which was Ragsdale, who's been on fire, number 13 prospect, and Alexander Frias, who's 18 and moving quickly through the farm system, number 11 prospect. You gave that up for a guy with a +4 ERA with a 6 ERA on the road outside of St. Louis in Dustin May. And then you also get back JoJo Romero, who has been out since the middle of June, or July, I should say. The emergency appendectomy just started throwing as of reading a couple, earlier today when they made the move. I searched his name and that was what came up. So those two guys come to the Brewers. So Romero will not be in a Brewers uniform anytime soon until he gets up to speed and rehabbing and so forth. So maybe a couple of weeks or whatever. We'll hear from Pat Murphy. He's talking right now, I believe, to the assembled media at American Family Field before the Brewers and Pirates. We'll play that back on the leadoff show coming up between 5 and 6:30. I saw a quote from Kurt Hogue. Murphy doing his best spin work on this Scooble deal, saying, hey, we tried pretty much. To act like the Brewers didn't try is simply incorrect. We tried. So I don't know if he knew what the deal was or what the offer was, or if he was involved in the whole process or not, or Matt Arnold told him after the fact, this is what we offered, and they still went with the Dodgers deal. So he knows what the deal was. That I don't know. But he is definitely answering questions about it. I would assume he'll also be, talking about Dustin May as well. But I wonder whether or not he can until they send out the press release to make it official, because it's pending physicals like everything else. So I don't know if any of these guys will actually be able to talk about this maybe until after the game, or probably tomorrow, maybe is when all these become official.
Or it'll be like the Bucks, where they pretend like they can't talk about the rookies that they drafted while also having press conferences for their rookies that they drafted. Or it's going to be just a stupid in-between period. That's definitely what it's going to be like.
Very well. Could be. Yeah. Okay. Taking your calls, your texts, all that fun stuff. Nikolai Lautaka text line 414-677-1250. I'll let Charlie look at the Dugout YouTube chat. You play some of that or read some of that as well. 414-677-1250. Also, don't forget, watch Wisconsin Sports Daily and the Growth Law video stream on Instagram Live, X, and YouTube at WI Sports Radio. Injured growth gets it. James, south side of Milwaukee, you're next on the Wisconsin Sports Daily program. What's up, James?
Hey, guys. So, kind of an out-of-the-box thinking.
Yeah.
The Dodgers and Yankees, it seems, doesn't seem, they always get what they want.
Yep.
And we try, but silver lining is that we tried. And I got 2 points. Number one, you're right. Chicago is doing everything they can just to catch us, which is a good feeling.
I agree with you on
they're
that.
Trying to catch it. They're doing what they can to win the division. And I still don't think they will. But the other thing is, could you imagine if we don't play baseball next year and this CBA thing goes through and we get a salary cap? Can you imagine what the Brewers could do with a salary cap?
Oh, a ton. Yeah, you'd feel really good about it, right?
Yeah, dude, I'm just saying, I was in the all-in club, but it didn't happen. And, once it doesn't happen, you're just it is what it is. And I think we're still going to make the playoffs. I hope that we can get through the first round of playoffs finally. And I think we have a team, Harrison coming back and Miz. If we could have got Scrubble, obviously a 1-2-3 punch, that's all you need in the playoffs. But I really think that with what we have, with these young guys maturing, I think we're good. I didn't want to be good. I wanted all in, but I think we're good, and I think we can still contend. And I can't wait. Look what happened with the Packers once we got a salary cap.
Look, this is the thing. Thanks for the call. That's why Ryan Wolf got out, was because we got the salary cap. One thing I caution, I guess, a little bit of is we say, hey, imagine this. Imagine how good we'll be. Well, the same thing could be said about the trade in Chicago, because I'm sure the trade in Chicago was like, man, I'm going to have all this additional money and I'm going to be able to go compete for a World Series every year, and I can't do it in Milwaukee. Cool. 10 games out of first the first year, 5 games out of first last year, sitting more than what? Why are they back? Where are the Cubs back today? 6.5, something like that. Back today are the Chicago Cubs, I believe, from the Brewers. So they're chasing the Brewers again. This is the 3rd straight year now where their payroll is significantly higher than the Brewers are.
Yeah, 6.5.
6.5. And they're still can't catch the Brewers to win this damn division. 3rd straight year. He went there for greener pastures and more money. Can't do a damn thing with it. David Stearns goes home to go chase a dream job. I'll never fault you for chasing a dream job, because that's what I thought this was for the trader. Apparently not. But Stearns wanted to go chase that dream job. Fine. He goes there. He's got more money than he knows what to do with, right? With Cohen as the owner, they suck. And he's got all this money. Imagine how good David Stearns will be if you give him all this money. And then it didn't work out. So as much as I'd like to tell you, oh yeah, boy, we're going to be unbelievable if there's a salary cap. Yeah, I don't know, man. Then the game changes again. And we'll see how we are playing that game, because then it becomes a whole new game of maneuvering around the cap and all that fun stuff. Glenn, Southside, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily with me, Steve Sparky Pfeiffer. What's up, Glenn?
Oh, Sparky. I can't believe you're holding this all in right now. I know that deep down inside you think that somehow or another upper-level management is holding the money strings. We can't get the good players because we don't want to spend the money.
Well, yes, you work within a budget, Glenn, just like every other successful business does.
Well, I get that. But
that's not rocket science, Glenn.
Yeah, $140 million is not that big of a budget.
When I was coming up, they got over $100 million when they got Jeffrey Hammonds. We've come a long way from that.
Well, I'll give you that, but I just feel like the purse strings were tight on this, and that's why we didn't get any of the good players. Thanks, buddy.
All right, thanks, Garrett. Look, I don't know. The reporting was, we don't know if it's accurate, but the reporting was that they were going to pay Scooble the rest of his money for the rest of the year. That came out. That was out on Friday, was it?
Yep. Ken Rosenthal said that. Yep.
So Brewers will pay the rest of his salary. They don't got to pay anything down. Meanwhile, the Mets trade Weaver to the Pirates. They're paying $2 million of Weaver's salary this year for Pittsburgh, and they're paying $6 million of Luke Weaver's salary next year for the Pirates. Brewers couldn't get on it on Luke Weaver. I mean, again, maybe the Mets are told no more dealing with Milwaukee. You're done. You're not dealing with them anymore, right? Peralta goes to the Rays, all of that stuff. John and Franklin, you're next on Wisconsin Sports Daily. Brewers trade and get Dustin May and JoJo Romero. They give up Ragsdale and Alexander Frias, the number 11 and 13th prospects. What do you say, John?
Sparky, we're going to get through this, kid.
Yeah, we will. We'll go to the playoffs. We'll lose. And then next year we'll go through the same thing again at the deadline, hoping they do something.
Yeah, and it's amazing. Like, I did spend the weekend with one eye on the phone, and I'm not that guy. Just waiting for something to pop. And, this almost has the feel of making a move because the Cubs made a move. The Dodgers are like, we can't even have a conversation. We're trying to keep pace with the Dodgers. But with the Cubs making moves, it almost seems to me like, he didn't like the deals, and okay, I guess no deal is better than a bad deal. So we all wanted a deal. Maybe the Dustin May thing will work out. We weren't going to like any of the prospects we give up because we get too attached. We love these guys. We were going to, we were always going to have a hard time, even though it did look like the Dodgers really didn't get this. Scooble thing does kind of stink, but I don't know that whatever's going on is ever going to come out. But Sparky, lastly, what happened last night with the Brewer game was precisely what I was talking about in our conversation yesterday afternoon. And you can have all the pitching you want, but if your guys can't figure out a way around a really good pitcher, how far are you going in the playoffs, kid?
Well, but you're right. I don't disagree with you, John. Thanks for the call. I don't disagree with you. And again, they're going to face a Hall of Fame starting rotation, y'all. Like, this isn't the Cubs. Okay, they got Kevin Gausman, they got Clayton Holmes, and they got Imanaga. Those are their three. Brewers can beat that. That doesn't concern me necessarily. Could they lose to the Cubs in the playoffs with those three? They could.
Still a solid group, yeah.
Yeah, they could. They could lose to those three for sure. But I don't fear them like, oh, the Brewers' offense is sunk. But when you look at the Dodgers,
yeah,
Yamamoto, Ohtani, and Skubal, and I still got Glass now and Snell if I want, that's completely different. That's not even remotely close. That's why I'm saying these deals the Cubs are making, they're giving up all these prospects to try to make the trader look good and win the division because he's failed at it twice. And if he fails at it 3 years in a row, Cub fans are going to lose their mind. That's what's going to happen.
Do you think he's the hottest seat in baseball if they fail at it 3 times early? He's not fired right away, right? But he's definitely the hottest seat then.
Look at how long that deal is. Ricketts is a pretty cheap dude, man. He's a pretty cheap dude, that owner. He is. Remember, he was a former Brewer owner. He was in the Brewers ownership group. Tom Ricketts was a minority owner when Bud Selig owned the Brewers. Tom Ricketts was a minority owner of the Brewers.
As of June 8th of this year, Craig Counsell has 2 seasons left on that 5-year deal.
2 seasons after this year.
Yep.
Yeah. So it'll be next year then. So if they don't win the division this year, and if God forbid he loses to the Brewers again, like if this was McCaskey, was McCaskey and the Bears versus Packers, fired. Goodbye.
So easy. Yeah.
See ya. I ain't dealing with this crap. You're out of here. I don't feel like Ricketts has that same hatred towards the Brewers. So I don't think that's going to be the case, but he's cheap. I don't think he's going to pay somebody 2 full years at $8 million, the highest paid manager in baseball. I don't see that happening. But if the Brewers win the division again next year, then I think he's done. That'll be the end of you. See you later.
I don't think Cubs fans would be very, very upset about
and even
that.
if you go to the playoffs each year as a wild card, but if you can't get past Milwaukee every time, goodbye. Now, if they win this year, they may give them an extension. If they beat the Brewers this year, lose to the Dodgers in the NLCS, they may extend them. Just because they beat the Brewers.
I don't think it's enough.
Last year, that was the Brewers World Series. This year, it's going to be the Cubs World Series if they get the Brewers.
Just getting revenge? Like, that's
don't
enough
have
for
pictures up of the L flag with the Brewers on the field after last year's thing. Like, oh, yeah. It's going. And then they're going to be emotionally spent like the Brewers were and then go get whooped by the Dodgers. That's how it'll play.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Absolutely. It's going to be the exact opposite of what happened last year when you go into that series, which means the Brewers are really going to have to come in emotionally high like they were last year to match the Cubs.
Or Dustin May comes in and helps the Brewers win a series against the Chicago Cubs because he's a Brewer and a former Cardinal, and that'll make the Cubs so mad and that they'll just melt down and that the Brewers are going to be great this postseason.
I'm tuning you out. This year at Wendy's, they're calling fall early with the new Apple Crumble Frosty Fusion. Because why wait for the calendar when you could start your favorite season today? Creamy vanilla frosty blended with spiced apple syrup and crunchy oat crumble. It's everything fall lovers crave in one cold, creamy spoonful, available for a limited time at Wendy's. All right, take a quick time out. Come back on the other side. Talking about the Brewers. I know we have green and gold update. I understand. We'll play maybe a little Matt LaFleur, talk a little bit about what happened at Packers practice. However, we also will read some of the Dugout YouTube chats because we have not done that to this point. We've done a bad job. And we'll read some more text messages as well. Front and center is the trade deadline. So we will continue to watch that, keep you updated. Even though we may go away for the Packers for a little bit here, we're going to continue focus. We're not going to miss anything, I promise you. It's Wisconsin Sports Daily, live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Sparky with you. Hey, Brewers making another move, potentially. Ken Rosenthal saying the Brewers are working to acquire reliever Antonio Senzatella from the Rockies. Sources tell The Athletic.
Shocker, another pitcher.
So another reliever, though. So again, that goes along with what you already have, and they're trying to work on that bullpen right now, which, again, makes sense. Why? Because you don't have a lot of experienced arms, and innings are a real thing at this point. So let's see. Senzatella, how old is he? He's 31, so he's been around a minute. This year for Colorado, if they get this done, 52 and a third innings, 9-2, an ERA of 3.61, which is better than last year when his ERA was 6.65, or the year before that when his ERA was 6.57. 3.61 ERA this year, 46 strikeouts to 14 walks, 4 homers given up, a whip of 1.299. So they are working on Antonio Senzatella possibly heading to the Milwaukee Brewers. And I would love to see what those road home splits are. That's got to be amazing pitching in Colorado. You would think Senzatella, unlike Dustin May's road numbers, may be better than his home numbers, or at least one would think so.
This is Senzatella's first year as a reliever. He's been a starter every other year in his career up to this point. By far, a lot less innings than he's ever pitched in his career in the past. What do you think this is worth, Sparky? You like Andrew Fisher?
Shut up. I will go through that glass. Now, he has a club option for next year, Senzatella does, at $14 million. No buyout.
Yeah. See you later, dude. You're going to have a couple months of service for us. I don't think that's coming back.
Age 32 year next year with a $14 million club option for 2027. So you would assume, I agree with you, that Senzatella is here for a year, and then he is out. Do they put Senzatella back into the rotation?
There's no way. At home, he has a 4.81 ERA on the season. 22 strikeouts to 7 walks, 2 home runs, 13 earned runs, a 276 opponent batting average. Away, he has a 2.57 ERA, a 4-2 record, 1 save, 24 strikeouts to 10 walks, 2 home runs still, but only 8 earned runs, a 2.38 opponent batting average.
And somebody, a Cubs fan, I'm assuming, in the comments under Rosenthal says, this guy, Cubs statistics versus Senzatella. Let's see. Conforto 308, Ian Happ 545, Carson Kelly 455, Suzuki 600, Swanson 333. Pico Armstrong's only faced him twice, 0 for 2. Alex Bregman 1 for 4 in his career, 250 against Senzatella. I'm glad Cub fans are hanging out in Brewers trade possibilities.
Yeah, you got plenty of stuff going on your side of things, guys.
Like, why are you hanging out with the Brewers mentions for? Like, I don't understand that one at all. Like, what am I missing here? What are we doing? Okay, here we go. Another young guy. Brewers are acquiring Antonio Senzatella from the Rockies for left-handed pitcher Mark Manfredi and shortstop Juan Martinez.
Sure.
Is that deal?
It doesn't sound too bad.
No, I don't think I mind that one as much, but I'm pretty sure Juan Martinez is another young guy, I think. Let's see if I'm right about that or not. Let's see. Juan Martinez is 19. Yep, that was right. That's what I thought.
It doesn't matter.
This year in the minors, 307, 426 on base, 913 OPS, 7 homers, 27 RBIs, 33, 511, 170. I don't care about that one as much. I'll be honest. That doesn't.
Those guys are top 3 prospects.
No. But again, that one doesn't bother me as much as the other one. It really doesn't. So they add Senzatella. So now you've got three pitchers that you've added to this. You've added 2 relievers and a starter. So now you've added Dustin May, Jojo Romero, and Antonio Senzatella are the 3 guys that you've added. So you've added 2 relievers and a bullpen guy. And with Senzatella, that's adding a right-handed pitcher at that.
And now, hopefully, just a dude who hits home runs, right? That's all you need left.
I haven't seen them rumored in any bats.
At all. Not a single
Have you
one.
seen anything?
I haven't really seen a lot of rumors about bats at all in general. I think a lot of those deals got done earlier in the weekend. You had a couple of guys moving around. Lane Thomas is moving. You got other names. But at the same time, over the course of the day, it's been really only pitchers that I've seen get rumored around. I haven't heard anything about the Nationals guys, CJ Abrams, James Wood. I think that's an interesting situation to still watch. A lot of people are still holding out hope for that. But at the same time, I think Liam Hicks got traded earlier today from the Marlins, and that's a catcher being moved. Like, that's about it. Like, you haven't really seen a lot of these big moves happening.
Giants get Marcelo Mayer from the Red Sox for reliever Eric Miller.
Arias goes today, too. That's the other.
Arias, right, was another one that went. Ramos from the Giants to the Yankees.
Again, kind of a nothing move. That's to hold water while they have guys get healthy.
Correct. Yep. So that's but it's not a nothing move. They traded the number 5 prospect, a big 6'7" pitcher. The Yankees did to get Ramos in that Giants deal. So we'll see what happens there. White Sox got Joey Bart. That's the catcher. I don't know. I'm not a big Joey Bart guy.
Nothing trade, yeah.
I'm not a big Joey Bart guy. Tyrone Taylor and Clay Holmes though to the Cubs. That's a bat. Tyrone Taylor is a bat and has been playing relatively well lately, I think.
Yeah, but I still don't see that as an impact move. That's just kind of, we need to get a little more out of this if we're trading our number 2 prospect. We might as well get a guy who's going to be a depth piece at the major league level.
262. The Woodruff deal comes up off the books after this year. Use that to pick up the deal on May at $20 million. This is the thing. The only way that happens is if they have him figured out. Like if Dustin May's looking like Cy Young Dustin May all of a sudden, right back to like 2021 Dustin May, sub-3 ERA with Chris Hook and Contreras. If he looks like that by the end of the year, then I think you could look at it and go, okay, we'll pick up the $20 million. We think we got him figured out. And then cross your fingers that he doesn't get hurt because he's been hurt a majority of his career. So we'll have to wait and see how that all goes. Clay Holmes, though, man. Golly, you were in on that deal. It was Holmes and Gosman to the Cubs really sucks. Tyrone Taylor, I don't care about, but those 2 starters, and then they get multiple relievers back too. So you get 4 pitchers. I don't know. We'll see. Well, Brewers have about a half hour left if they want to do something else.
The Cubs have also at this point, like we talk about the other end of the spectrum, completely drained their farm system now through a lot of these trades. I think so.
They didn't trade. Who do they? Their number 2 prospect went.
Moises Ballesteros is a really young player that was really highly ranked, and they already didn't have a lot of super highly ranked prospects prior to that.
I didn't understand why he wasn't playing every day to begin with. I didn't.
Like it's Pedro Ramirez, who they brought up to the major league level, who's been playing really well for them too. But still, he's already at the majors. Couple pitchers that have gotten hurt throughout the start of the season. Outside of that, they had a weaker group that I think they now just made a lot weaker. The Brewers still have a lot of prospects able to trade. They can still make a move in this 30 minutes that we're looking at here until the trade deadline is up. But also at the same time, if they don't make those moves, I guess we can be happy that there's still a bright future for this team. Right, Sparky?
I mean, look, the bright spot in all of this is you didn't lose Madej. You didn't lose Pena, even though I don't see where Pena plays eventually. But you kept Madej, you kept Pena, you kept Fisher. So you kept those 3. So that's good. You've got, potentially a couple of other power bats with Blake Burke sitting there too. Losing Ragsdale is just a gut punch. And Frias. Like that deal is so bad. I'm telling you. Golly. And you traded him in the division. Like if one of those guys would have went to the Rockies in this deal, I wouldn't feel nearly as bad. Like if they would have been Frias and Martinez to the Cardinals and Ragsdale to the Rockies. Like if it would have just been broken. If they would have been no, I can't.
Because they gave away 2 nothing players in the trade to the Rockies. So just think that in these 2 trades, they've given away those 2 top 20 prospects.
No, I can't look at it that way because they're both in St. Louis, who you have to face 13 times a year. I can't look at it that way. That's what I'm saying.
But they're not in St. Louis yet. We don't know if they're going to get to that level for sure in their career. If they get traded again or something like that. Like things might not work out as well in the Cardinal system.
Yep. Right.
Like there's still a lot of room left for them before they get to that point.
Right. You are really selling hard. I mean, you would think the Brewers were paying Charlie at this point to be out in there this way. You're right. Maybe they absolutely go in the tank once they leave the Brewers farm system and are absolute complete garbage. I find it hard to believe that is what's going to happen, but we'll see what happens at the end of the day. Okay. What should we do here? Oh, well, we have to do this. So Senzatella is a Brewer. We have Jojo Romero is a Brewer. Won't see him probably till middle of August with appendectomy surgery in late July. Dustin May is a Brewer as well. So that's who they've acquired so far. Half hour. We'll keep our eyes on it. But in the meantime, let's quickly do this.
It's time for your green and gold update on Wisconsin Sports Daily, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer.
My God, Ty Windish, stop tweeting about the Brewers. I beg you, stop.
What's he saying?
I
Sparky?
just quickly saw it as I was refreshing my X account, talking about the best the Brewers can hope for a bat is Frelick and Yelich figure it out. Oh, good God. It's a wrap. Let's go home. If we're hoping that happens, good night. It's been real. Let's go. Realistically, and I know the Brewers will never, ever do this. Why don't you just see what happens with Fisher? Let's see what happens with Madej.
Oh my God,
just
so
see
awesome
what
over the weekend.
happens. Just
do
try it.
I've been saying this since the offseason. Just do it. Why not? There's no reason not to. Sign them. Get them under contract as quickly as possible because the number's only going to get bigger.
Yes.
And bring them up, man. Just do it.
You've seen Fisher hit major league pitching in the Classic. You saw he can do it. He's destroying hitting at A. He's destroying hitting at AA. He does not need to go to AAA to prove his worth and his point. I don't care how much he strikes out.
Again, same with Madej. There's no reason for them to be sitting down
Madej's
there.
hit a home run in
what
the last 3 straight games he's hit home runs. I think Madej has.
If you're not going to make a trade, you might as well just give those guys a shot because I think that's just as good as making a trade, and that would make a lot of Brewers fans happy.
I would love Fisher or Madej at third base. Let's just see what it looks like. That's the other issue. But Madej hasn't played third yet in the minors. Why is he still at shortstop down there? Why?
Doesn't make any sense. Just start playing
unless
him
Cooper
everywhere.
Pratt's not the long-term answer. Unless they're just showcasing him to move him.
Bryce Terang's not the long-term answer.
Well, he's not.
And you're
Bryce
getting ready
Terang
for one of those guys to play second more
Pena.
so.
Right.
Yeah. Well, maybe not Pena unless you move him because they keep talking about him in trade rumors. And
that's
they'll have him
because
for a while.
Right, but that's because Terang is blocking him. But Terang has 3 years left on his deal, I think. He's not going to be here for 10 years. He's going to be here until that deal is done. They're not going to be able to afford him.
May be here for 10 years, and Cooper Pratt's here for a while, and Andrew Fisher's probably going to be here for a long time. So either way, he's blocked.
Correct. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. That was a green and gold update, and here we are still talking about the Brewers. Hey,
all right,
everybody.
Packers time. Trey Smack didn't do good today. You want to talk about that?
So Trey Smack, his first day was yesterday. He went 3 for 5. Today, he went 3 for 5, and then missed a kick on top of that once they got to the team portion of it. So he's 6 of 10 in just individuals, I want to say, or something like that. So, yeah, no, Trey Smack's missing field goals. Now, and Ryan Wood, Packers beat writer, tweets out, well, McManus hit all those in training camp last year, and look what happened. Let's not read into it just because, he didn't make a couple of kicks in training camp. Again, that's great. Green and gold color glasses. Let's roll with it. That's fine. No problem. But again, you have no competition. It's this dude or it's over. So you're going to have to see what happens and move from there. So that was 1. 2, Jordan Love appeared to look pretty good today. So that was good. 3, Mr. Gannon's defense is blitzing cornerbacks on day 1 of padded practice.
All right.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think. I mean, if we go back and look at other defensive coordinators, I'm not quite sure I've seen that from any other defensive coordinator with as many corner blitzes. And a couple of them were getting home and doing their thing. So that's good.
Is that a bad sign for the front 7 already?
No,
that you're already practicing these cornerbacks blitzing and that
you're
already worried about the pass rush from those guys?
No, I like it. I mean, if you're practicing that now, that's going to be a part of your base, I think. That's just going to be a part of your package. You're going to do that more than the Packers did last year. And you can do that. Why? Because you trust your safeties. Right? The only way you're going to do that is if you trust the back end not to get destroyed. In my opinion, you can disagree with me.
I think you do that because you don't trust your front 7 to get any type of pass rush without Micah Parsons. That's why you're already trying to find as creative a way possible. Just cool, go and do that like that. But also that worries me about a group that we've had worries about for a while now.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's part of Gannon's thinking on all of this. I look at it and go, that's something we really haven't seen from Green Bay all that much. We really haven't. So if they want to blitz more from the cornerback position, I'm cool. No Carrington Valentine today. Cisse got to play Valentine out with a hamstring. So we got that to look at kind of going forward. But I want to say that's pretty much most of the news from Packers training camp today. I don't feel like I missed a whole bunch from what happened at training camp. We don't have time to play Matt LaFleur back, though, right?
I mean, there's like clips. I clipped it up. So if you want to do certain clips, you just want to avoid being angry about that too.
I got the leadoff show from 5 to 6:30.
Oh, that's true.
I can't wait to hear Pat Murphy. I already have it in my inbox, so I'm chomping at the bit to hear what he says. Oh, we got Daniel Dowd and Jake Peavy talking about it earlier today.
There's plenty of sound in there.
Oh yeah, look at you, boy. You are killing
And the Matt LaFleur
it.
one.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah,
there's a
yeah,
Jordan
yeah.
Love clip too that is attached to a Matt LaFleur clip.
Yeah, which is brilliant because Matt LaFleur, what are you talking about? I don't know what
I'm
you're
glad you
talking
know exactly
about.
what you're talking
I don't know what you're talking about. So Jordan Love's on NFL Network over the weekend because NFL Network was at Packers training camp, and they got into talking about Matthew Golden.
I love it. We got obviously Christian, Jay Reed, Tucker. They've been here, been in this offense. Now we're just building on all the little things we've worked on the past couple of years. MG locked in now over there at X, and so I'm expecting big things. He's had a great training camp so far, and it's all about just building on stuff from the years before. But I love the group. I love the guys we got. Obviously, like I said, we've been together for a couple of years now. It's not our first rodeo together, which makes it fun to come out here and be able to play fast, and we understand each other, how to talk to each other when we're out here on the field. And like I mentioned, it's just building on all the things we've had from years before.
This is the one aspect that I feel the most intrigued about with this Packers team going into the season is how do the targets get distributed? Is it going to be evenly balanced where Golden and Kraft and Watson all are going to get like 5 to 6 targets a game, and then Reed will pick up the pieces behind that, and Reed will be more of the, reverse guy and that type of gadget guy type guy, or will it be Reed and Watson and Kraft getting these balls, or will it be heavy to Watson and Kraft and then Reed and Golden get like 3 or 4 targets a game and that's all they get? That's the one aspect we don't know. The history of this with Matt LaFleur says since Jordan Love took over, you don't know what's going to happen every week because he doesn't stay with a consistent plan every week. With Rodgers, you knew Devontae was getting 10 targets every week. Didn't matter who they were playing. Didn't matter if they were doubling him or not. He was getting 10 targets. And under LaFleur with this offense, he has not yet done that with anybody. Now you pay Christian Watson, and you're about to pay Tucker Kraft. So will that now change? Because if that does change and those two are the guys, then it's really not going to matter all that much where Golden or Reed are lined up.
No, I think that is how it's kind of set up at the moment. But I think at the same time, you're going to see this offense kind of start off with whoever's the hot hand starts getting the ball from Jordan Love at that point.
Yeah.
And again, give Jordan Love that freedom to start kind of picking and choosing, which I think it could mean it's a different guy every week to start out. And you're going to see a lot more opportunity because of the way that Brian Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur have set the wide receiver room so far this offseason with their contract decisions, that you're going to see a lot of these other guys that get more opportunities to be that number one. And then maybe next season is when we'll see that solidified full number one. I think this year you're starting to see the final 4 guys get that opportunity that they've given that chance with the way that they give them the contracts to show out as a number one this season.
We'll see what happens. Maybe you're right. Here's Matt LaFleur after hearing what Jordan Love said on NFL Network about Golden being in the X.
I did not know that. Which it really, it's not that big of a deal the way we can move guys around. So
quickly, he's going to talk to Jordan Love about sharing stuff like that. I promise you, based on that response, he talked to Jordan Love after this was all done. All right, going on.
XC, I mean, we have different ways to manipulate the formations where, let's say we lined up in a bunch set and he's the single receiver on the, on the open side. All you have to do is motion a tight end over there, and now he essentially becomes a Z. So, I mean, I don't think he's given a whole lot away. But I do think it has allowed those guys, because a year ago, and this is always a challenge, especially for younger players, when they're playing both X and Z, you just got to kind of flip your brain a little bit. So I think it's allowed those guys to kind of go out there and play fast.
Good. That's what we would like. We would like Matthew Golden not to have to think as much and play fast. I think that was pretty much the goal here for anybody on the field at this point, anybody whatsoever, to get that done.
The goal with Quay Walker too for a while? I feel like there's a lot of guys with this Packers team where they're first round draft picks, and that ends up being the case where they're so talented physically. We talk about that all the time, but they just can't get over the mental hurdle.
Right.
Like maybe you should start looking for players that already are over that mental hurdle, maybe moving forward.
young
help.
guys, everybody goes at a different spot, and you start talking about mental hurdles.
It just feels
And
like it's consistent.
If you look at the Packers history, it's always year 2, year 3 are when these guys take that next step. All right, some more MLB trade deadline news. Washington Nationals starter Foster Griffin has been informed that he's being traded to the Cleveland Guardians. The Twins, who traded reliever Louis Varland, I should say, to the Toronto Blue Jays at last year's trade deadline, now get Blue Jays reliever Jeff Hoffman. Hoffman broke the news himself to his teammates. So those are 2 more deals. Foster Griffin, another guy that's pitched really well this year, a little bit older, right? But he goes to the Guardians, who have added a couple pieces themselves here today, trying to get themselves in position to make a run in the AL Central and in the AL race in general. All right, take a quick time out, come back. Things that Sparky missed coming up. We'll go over some more of the what's going on in the trade deadline world. We got 20 minutes. That's where we're at on this trade deadline. 20 minutes for the Brewers to make another move. We'll see if they're able to get that done. Who is able to get it done? A winner all the time. Our guys at Habish and Rotier. National reputation. Hometown service. Check them out at Habish.com. They've been doing this since 1930. They've won a lot of cases since 1930. Safety laws have been created off of cases that they've won here in the state of Wisconsin. That's how you get the national reputation. The hometown service comes along with being approachable, being like a family or a friend. When you walk in, you have the conversation with their lawyers about them listening to you and you realizing they're listening to you and that they're going to go to work for you and get the best deal they can for you. Unlike some places where you walk in and you feel like you walk out, you're like, that person did not listen to a word I had to say. It was like they were waiting on their next client. That's the worst feeling in the world to have, and you don't want to have it. 13 locations around the state of Wisconsin. So in Wausau in the game, they're there. WNFL in Green Bay and Appleton area, Fox Valley, they got locations by you as well. Plus, all over southeastern Wisconsin. If you're listening to the Fan in Madison, they're in Madison too. Check them out today. Again, Habish and Rotier. National reputation, hometown service at Habish.com. Crunch time. We're getting closer to this then being a wrap. Being a wrap indeed. Don't forget, you can watch all these games. Take the shuttle to and from Brewers home games, including tonight, Brewers and Pirates. 4-game set. All you got to do is go to Potawatomi.com for more details. 2 levels of seating, full menu at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. All day brunch going on. 40 different types of beers on tap. A dozen different specialty cocktails. Hot dogs, burgers, wraps, salads, you name it. They got it. 2,000 square foot center screen. Over 30 sporting events at one time. If you want to take that shuttle to and from Brewers home games, all going on this week through Sunday, all you have to do is go in, make a $5 wager or more at the Potawatomi Sportsbook, ask for your bracelet to wear, and then you can get yourself onto the shuttle to and from American Family Field. Do that today. Go to Potawatomi.com for more information. Only a few minutes left. Then it's the leadoff show from 5 to 6:30. We already have Pat Murphy from earlier today. We'll play that back. So if you're a big Brewers fan, just keep it dialed right here at 6:30. Then after the last pitch, you make the switch. Wisconsin Sports Radio Network right here with the Potawatomi Sportsbook post-game show. We'll get to hear the franchise Tim Allen's view on the multiple trades the Brewers have made coming up tonight from 9:30 to 11. And if you don't know the deal the Brewers have made, Dustin May of the Cardinals, Jojo Romero, the Cardinals, both coming to the Brewers. They give up Ragsdale and Alexander Frias, who was probably one of the hottest prospects in the Brewers farm system, not ranked in the top 30, all the way up to 11 at the time of the trade. We'll see how good he ends up being for the Cardinals. And then the Brewers also make a deal for Sensatella, the reliever for the Rockies. Used to be a starter, sucked at it. So they moved him to the bullpen. He's been better in the bullpen role. A righty out of the bullpen, Romero, a lefty. So yeah, 2 bullpen arms and a starter as of right now is where we are at. Still time here. If you want to see the Brewers do something, the Brewers got about 10 minutes here. Lars Nootbaar gets traded from the Cardinals to the D-backs. So there's a bat for you. He goes to the D-backs. Lars Nootbaar, it's been real in St. Louis. That's from Bob Nightingale.
Do you have any faith that the Brewers are going to make any more moves in this next 10 minutes, Sparky?
I don't know.
What are you feeling?
I would love to go out with a bang here at the end. That would be amazing. Go out and get somebody nobody is talking about. Get somebody that no one knew was available. Pena goes in the deal, and you go get a stud bat that you have control over. Yeah. Like, that would be
the Orioles are selling.
Special.
Gunnar Henderson, maybe, somebody like that. That'd be pretty cool. Pete Alonso,
No, I do not want Pete Alonso. No, I've never been a Pete Alonso fan, so I am the absolute wrong person to talk about Pete Alonso.
Jackson Holiday, you can make it work.
No, you've got all these guys. You don't need all this other stuff here. That Foster,
nobody was expecting.
That Foster Griffin deal. The Guardians gave up the number 25 prospect and 3 other dudes.
All right, so basically nothing.
Basically,
could have done that. That would be cool.
Let's see here. Dasson Hill, in that deal for the Blue Jays and Twins. Hill is the Twins' number 7 prospect, and they gave up John Klein, who's their number 17 prospect, to get the Hoffman deal done with the Blue Jays.
Like a lot of teams aren't giving up all that much to go out and make some moves here. I guess we just don't know their farm systems as well.
How good are
they?
Right, number 7 for the Twins could be 15 or 16
That's
for
what
the
it
Brewers.
feels like for everybody that we talk about. That's why it doesn't feel like these other teams are giving up all that much.
I'm telling you, I want to see the Cardinals farm prospect updated with Ragsdale and with Arias in it, because that to me, or Freeze, I should say, I want to see where they rank in their farm system. I bet you they're both top 10. Potentially one of them top 5. That would be my guess.
And then that would be a good scale on how we can rank them. I don't know. Do you think they update that this fast?
They'll have it updated by tonight, I would think. MLB Pipeline, those guys.
Yeah, they don't have
Sam
it
Dykstra,
right
Jim Callis, and those guys. They'll get it all done by tonight. It'll get done. I'm not too worried about that. If you missed anything that happened on today's show, all you got to do is text Sparky, SPARKY, to Nicolay Law Talking text line 414-677-1250 to get a link to today's show. Also, baseball coverage on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network is presented by Xfinity. Score the most reliable Wi-Fi, one price, 5 years, guaranteed. Xfinity. Imagine that. So the Brewers get 3 guys here at the MLB trade deadline. And now we are in hold mode. And luckily, we stay in local programming from 5 until 6:30 because we only have a minute left here on Wisconsin Sports Daily. So when this next break fires, I'll continue to be refreshing everything to see if they get anybody else before this is all said and done. Again, everybody wants a bat, but there really wasn't a ton of bats. I mean, Adley Rutschman obviously is a major bat, right? The catcher going from the Orioles to the Red Sox today. That is a pretty sizable bat. Joey Bart, another catcher, he gets moved today. So I don't know. We'll see how this all plays out. All right, leadoff show coming up next. We'll hear from Pat Murphy. If you missed our interview earlier today with Matt Pauley after the Cardinals deal happened, he does Cardinals studio host for the pre and post game shows with KMOX. He joined us at 3:00. We'll play that back for you in the leadoff show too to talk about the guys. He tried to walk me off a ledge because we had him on right as we found out who the prospects were the Brewers lost, and I lost my mind. All right, leadoff show up next. Don't go anywhere.